century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Kids today live in a world full of social pressure, bullying, and substance abuse. LEAD has a solution. LEAD connects law enforcement agencies with schools to deliver tested, proven, and effective anti-drugs and violence training to kids. Learn more about LEAD, Law Enforcement Against Drugs and Violence, and our work to create safer, healthier communities at leadrugs.org or on social media at We Are LEAD. Sponsored by LEAD, Inc.
Welcome to WRMN, your trusted voice in the Fox River Valley for over 75 years. We bring you fact-based news, good faith discussions, and entertainment that brings people together. From national headlines to local stories, WRMN is your home for thoughtful dialogue and community engagement. No matter the time of day, where you're listening from, or who you are always welcome here. Thanks for making us a part of your day. This is the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Marky's got the insights, Susie's got the attitude, and you get the best seat in the house. Mornings just got a whole lot more interesting. This is the WRMN Morning Show, only on WRMN 1410 AM and WRMN1410.com.
Man, I've been waiting for like 10 minutes in anticipation of the start of this show today. It's Friday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Friday. It sure feels like a Friday to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, 10 minutes anticipating?
Oh my God, I've just been sitting there like, can we please start? Can we please start?
Yeah. I'm excited.
Are you?
It's going to be a good day.
Going to be a good day?
Other than I'm froggy.
A little froggy this morning.
Yeah.
Shake out the cobwebs. We'll get there. It is 6:08 on a Friday morning, the 11th day of April. Time for the WRMN Morning Show, which starts every day, even on Friday.
Even on Friday.
With our Pledge of Allegiance. In 3, 2, 1. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Play ball, it's Friday. Is that your play ball?
That was my
Bat hitting the ball
yeah, like
sound?
a little. It was better than. Did I sound like I'm whipping someone? Bless you.
Thank you. I have some sneezes coming on early this morning. At least one. I'm not a three. Are you a multiple sneezer? I can be only a one sneeze guy sometimes.
My record is 17.
Really?
When I start sneezing, which, thank you, dear Lord, I haven't started on the air.
Yeah.
But if that ever happens, I'm going to have to step out of the room and go sneeze about Yeah, I'm typically around 8 to 10. Yeah.
Really?
8 to 10. Yeah. It's not fun.
That should be a question in the Family Feud.
The Family Feud.
What's the normal amount of
Number one
times?
answer is
When someone sneezes, how many times? When you sneeze, how many times do you sneeze in one sneezing fit? And you say your record's 17,
Well, yeah.
but what's your average? Like 3?
average 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? I mean, I sneeze. I have friends that go, I'm like, what is that? I would blow my eardrums.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I just sneezed. What? Let it out.
Yeah.
Let it out.
Yeah, you don't want to hold it in.
Well, yeah, because, back in the day, do you know why they started saying God bless you?
No.
So back in the day when they burned witches and all that stuff, they thought that when you sneezed, those were demons flying out of you.
Oh.
So then they would say, God bless you, so the demons wouldn't come back in. So maybe I have a lot of demons inside me.
It could be.
My voice, you could tell I'm tired. I sound like a man today.
A little bit, yeah. I hear the grogginess a little bit.
The grogginess, yeah. I got like 2.5 hours sleep. We'll be good. I'm just going to sound like a little different this morning.
Well, the coffee ammunition should be coming soon. It usually comes on Fridays. It may help you out this morning. It's 6:11 on this Friday morning. It is the 11th of April. 411-2025 here in the year we keep hope alive. It's the 101st day of the year. It's the 15th week of the year, and it's quarter number 2. If you're keeping score at home. That was a little bit weak.
That was so. If you were listening yesterday to the Michael Jackson sounds that now Marky B has almost perfected, because he wants to, if Rick Lindy can do it, and who else do we say?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael Jackson. Yeah, duh. Hello. Good time. A little slow. Yeah, then Marky B could do it too. So if you hear those weird in the middle of a show, that's him just perfecting. That wasn't too bad.
That was pretty good.
Mine is always. I can do that part.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when we're out in the Copper Creeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking for the bush. What were they? The Copper Creeper and the
hippie kidnappers?
Yeah, something.
The hippie kidnappers.
The nappy, yeah. The head nappy. It's going to be a day. Ooh, it's going to be a day.
12 past 6 on a fabulous Friday here at WRMN. It is the 15th week of the year, and yesterday I added a new little twist to my vocabulary arsenal, and I'm looking forward to using that in the future. I just feel like that's going to separate me from everybody else.
That is you know what? I am willing to put money down that we are the only morning show in the country that uses that sound. I'm just going to bet.
That's what I'm saying. And, I've had people like James and Radio's Ken Husky call and say, we want to nominate you for the Radio Hall of Fame, but you got to do something different. And so I think this could push me over the top.
That's it. Right there. You found your niche.
Yes. 13 past 6 here at WRMN. 33 degrees outside. We got some nice weather coming in for the weekend. That's
so
good.
Exciting.
That's good. Winds are out of the north at 6 miles an hour. Sunshine today with a high of 53 to start us off into the weekend. Clear skies tonight with a low of 33. Tomorrow mostly sunny with a high of 60.
Yay.
And that'll feel good. I mean, we've had 70 plus days. We're not going to be all spoiled like that, but we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it for sure.
Mostly sunny with a high of 60. Tomorrow night down to 45, and then Sunday, maybe a quickie shower in the afternoon. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high of 67 on Sunday. And Monday, same thing, maybe a quick isolated shower. Otherwise, sunny and windier on Monday with a high of about 62. So there you go, looking into and a little bit past the weekend. 6:14 on a Friday morning. Let's see, plenty to get into today. Lots of leftover news stories that we never touched yesterday because the topics have been so hot, or the questions of the day have been so hot.
I like it hot. Hey, just a heads up. I'm looking down Action Alley and I'm seeing some flashing lights. It's either a garbage truck or a patrol car. Either way, it's something happening in Action Alley.
Well, I hope it's a patrol car, because then somebody might come running down the alley.
Oh, speaking of, I came down 90, and here comes a black SUV, and it said State Protection Police on the side, and it had a paper license plate. But can somebody tell me what the State Protection Police are? It was a little sketchy. I mean, it was a beautiful car. It had the stickers on the side, but it had a paper license plate.
Paper license plate.
Flapping in the wind. Is that something? Is it fake? Is it real? Somebody we need to know.
I don't know. We have a lot of smart people that listen to the show, so we might get...
State Protection Police.
And, even MR2, Mike Reed out of Hampshire is listening in early this morning. Maybe he knows.
He's up
He's a smart guy.
He is, and he's a fun guy. He's a fun guy,
Smart guy and a fun guy.
Yeah.
So what are the State Protection Police? That's one question we're asking this morning, but it's not the Suzie Q of the day.
No, it's not the Suzie Q of the day.
You want to get the Suzie Q out of the day out the way?
I am ready.
Okay.
So, what is something unusual or unique that you ate as a kid, and do you still eat it? So, for me, we grew up, I always had ketchup on my mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And my kids still do it to this day. It's delicious. Don't knock it till you try it. Just a little, not a lot. Like my kids, I used to just make a little smiley face of dots, but I still eat that to this day.
Ketchup on mac and cheese. So you still do eat
I
it?
still do it, and so do my children.
Yeah.
And they're all grown up. And what about you? Something unique? Something your parents, like your grandma, somebody made you something, you're like, ooh, delish.
You know, when we went to visit my grandmother in Chicago, her and my grandfather had an apartment in Chicago forever. They never drove anywhere.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, like maybe once a month, every couple months, we'd go visit them like on a Saturday or Sunday. Mm-hmm. When we were living out in Carpentersville.
In the Seaville.
Out in the suburbs. We moved to the suburbs, when I was a little kid. And then we go visit, and she would always have like rolled up olive loaf on like a tray.
Oh.
Like, because it was like the delicacies.
Yeah.
I thought it was fancy.
It was fancy.
I was like, oh man, we're going to grandma. She's going to have some bologna, rolled up bologna and rolled up olive loaf and some olives and like black olives and stuff.
So she made like a little charcuterie.
Yeah.
A charcuterie board with olive loaf.
Not knowing what the price of bologna was or olive loaf when I was 3 or 4 years old. I thought it was like special.
It was special because Grandma made it special. See, that's perfect.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Is there something out there that you ate as a kid or even your grandma made, like something? I remember on Sundays, my one grandma would make a big roast beef, mashed potatoes every Sunday, like clockwork.
Yeah.
Roast beef, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Every Sunday.
I think that's
it was
kind of
delicious.
Cool.
I think about it as a kid, and I was like, those were great memories. Make the little, your mashed potatoes, and you make the little things you could put the gravy in it.
Yeah.
And because, you got to make just the right nook. Was it a gravy nook?
A gravy nook.
A gravy nook in your mashed taters. Because we were fancy.
And you had to build it nice so that the gravy wouldn't leak through, right?
Nothing worse than all of a sudden the gravy's leaking out the bottom, and you're like pushing it. Stop. No, not yet. I'm not ready.
If you have this brings me to another thought, but it's at least it's a food-related thought. If you have like eggs sunny side up on your plate,
yeah,
and you have fruit, on your plate, on the same plate,
yeah.
Do you sometimes eat things out of the way? Like I'll eat the fruit first, so that once the eggs start to run, they won't run into my fruit.
Yeah, because I don't mind the yolk on the potatoes or the toast or but definitely not on the fruit. Yeah, the fruit's either going to have to go on a whole separate plate, and I'm typically not picky like that. But yeah, that's one thing. The fruit's going to have to go on a separate plate, or I'm eating all the fruit first.
Yeah, and I do the same thing with if I get a burger or any sandwich that's going to dominate the plate, but it also has fries on the plate.
Yeah,
I'll eat some of the fries first, so I have more room to work with the sandwich.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Probably. See, look at these are life hacks that you didn't know you could live without.
847-931-1410 if you want to call the show today. If you want to send a YouTube chat to us, we are tubing this morning at WRMN Radio on YouTube, and or a text message to the Image 360 information line at 505-926-1410. And Mike Reed says that's Guy Zambetti's personal security detail.
Ooh.
Is that vehicle you saw?
Okay, well, Guy, feel protected. He was heading towards Chicago. So maybe Guy was even in the car.
Maybe Guy was in the back seat.
Because the windows were
tinted?
way blacked out.
Wow.
It wasn't they were pitch black. So I didn't know if this was sketchy. Like, is it a real deal thing? Or am I driving behind somebody that's going to go create crime?
Yeah. Well, we need answers. First shifters, we need you to be first shift responders.
Let's go.
620, let's take one phone call at 847-931-1410 and check in with our friend Fast Eddie this morning.
Good morning, Fast Eddie.
What's up, Fast Eddie?
Hey, good morning, Marky B. Good morning, Suzie C. How you guys doing?
We are fabulous. Well, I can speak for me. Fabulous.
Yeah,
A little
I'm
tired, but fabulous.
I'm good.
Good. Yay. I'm glad you guys are on the air, and I listen to your show every day. So I'll answer the question of the day for something to yak about. So when I was a kid growing up, when I was in kindergarten, I'd come home for lunch, and I'd have SpaghettiOs, and then I'd put a piece of white bread in the SpaghettiOs, and I'd have a SpaghettiO like on a shingle.
Oh, my God. That would be delicious.
That's what I had as a kid. And that's the only thing I've ever eaten as a kid. Well, I don't eat that today.
Yeah. You know what, though? When is the last time you had a bowl of SpaghettiOs?
Oh, I don't think I ate it ever since I was a kid.
I had one maybe 5 years ago. I was like, oh, what the hell? And I did. I got a can, and they were actually pretty delicious.
Yeah.
It did bring back a lot of childhood memories, but yeah, they were pretty, not with the meatballs, because I don't know what kind of meat that is, and not the hot dogs. Definitely, I don't know what's in those hot dogs, but just the regular, straight up SpaghettiOs. It was delicious. You should do it. You should do it, and then tell us how it was.
I can't because, I'm not gonna. I'm on a pretty restricted diet.
Okay.
I can't have anything processed.
All right, then I'll do it for you. And I'll tell you how it was.
Let me know. Let me know on the air. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, I relived all your childhood memories for you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for checking in, Fast Eddie.
Thanks, Fast Eddie.
Mark.
We appreciate you listening every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Talk to you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye. Fast Eddie.
I would Trucker Dennis got a good one.
Yeah?
I started using horseradish mustard on a lot of foods as a small child.
Good for
wow,
you.
you had a great palate.
Yeah.
And still use it today. Split fried hot dog sandwiches, horseradish mustard on bread. Plenty of lunches as a kid. Yum.
I didn't read that right at first. My eyesight was a little bit bad. And I thought he said spit fried hot dogs.
Grandma, cooking you.
Spit into that hot dog and fry it up.
Oh, it's a little early for that.
622, one more phone call, 847-931-1410. We got Bob Sr. of Wendy and the Bob's joining us.
Good morning, Bob. How's my BFF?
Hi, Bob.
Not too bad.
Good. How's Old Faithful as well?
She's okay.
Okay. I'm sorry I said good morning.
I was wondering what he was going to say about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I was a kid, I remember my mom used to make us on white bread liver sausage with grape jelly.
Oh, that's horrible.
disgusting.
And I haven't had it since. I told my wife about it, and that's probably why I don't eat it, because she thinks it's crazy.
I'm voting with Wendy. That is diabolical.
It's horrible, yeah.
Was it like the last two things in the fridge, and Mom was just like, "Well, you got to eat something."
No, she used to do it a lot.
And it was grape jelly.
I thought it was good.
Okay.
When I was a kid.
Yeah, but you've grown up and your tastes have changed,
Yeah.
and you could afford mayonnaise now.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the contribution there, Bob Sr.
No problem.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah.
All right. Bye. Good old Bob checking in this morning. Bob Sr., that is. And that's pretty disgusting.
He might win for the most unusual.
Yeah. Liver sausage and grape jelly.
Grape jelly.
Maybe we should write some of these down. It's most disgusting so far belongs to Bob.
Yeah. I don't know if you're winning per se.
Yeah. Hector checks in on YouTube and says, Fast Eddie, I still do the same thing with SpaghettiOs. So that's what Hector, he carrying on the tradition of Fast Eddie with the SpaghettiOs. 624 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube on a Friday morning. And phone lines open, as I mentioned. We'll talk about some news stories throughout the morning. We have a little sports talk late in the show today. as it is a Friday, and Tim Calderwood, he's been holding down the fort. Well, last week you had Tom Skilling, so we skipped Tim Calderwood.
We did. Our apologies, but sometimes we have to bump people. He's a little popular.
Right.
Mr. Skilling, a tad popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim Calderwood, you know what he was doing last Friday, though?
What?
While you had Tom Skilling on the air here, and I was in Mexico, Tim Calderwood and I were actually texting back and forth.
Oh.
Because I texted him to say, you're probably not on today because of Skilling. And then we were texting. He was in Wrigleyville. It was opening day at Wrigley Field for the Cubs last Friday.
Oh, opening domestic day.
For the Cubs, yeah.
Yeah. How fun.
So he actually went to the first game of the season. So maybe we'll hear from Tim Calderwood.
I think Mike Reed was at one of those games as well.
Yeah.
It might have been the weekend game. I'm not sure, but I do recall a photo.
Right. Cubs are in Los Angeles. Their first game of the series is tonight at 9:10, I think, is the start for the Cubs. Here's Mike Reed's picture that he sent earlier this week.
Yeah, look
Beautiful
at that.
picture. He must have been in the bleachers, I guess.
Yeah, looks like it.
That's a bleacher shot, shooting in from center field. So Cubs are on the road against the Dodgers this weekend, and the White Sox, who lost their 8th straight yesterday.
Who?
The Chicago White Sox. Our Chicago White Sox.
Oh.
Our Chicago White Sox. WRMN's very own Chicago White Sox.
I'm trying to be supportive. Yes, they are on WRMN.
Mm-hmm. And they play on WRMN tonight, I believe, around 6 o'clock. The White Sox play the Boston Red Sox. They are back in town on the south side this weekend. It won't be such a bad weekend.
White Sox, go. Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah, it'll be a decent weekend for baseball. Here at home. 6:26 here at WRMN. Haven't played much music this week, but I think we'll go into the bottom of the hour break here with a little music. We'll come back with some news and tackle the Suzie Q of the day.
Let's hear it.
This week back in 1969, a little bit like 2009, only different.
Very similar.
April the 9th, 1969, folk star Bob Dylan reinvented himself with the release of his 9th studio album, Nashville Skyline. The album was a sonic and stylistic pivot, it says here.
Ooh.
Sonic and stylistic pivot.
Oh. That sounds fun.
It kind of does. From his earlier work, it found Dylan immersing himself in a little bit of country music sound. Even his singing voice was unrecognizable, it says here, as he delivered this song on that album, Nashville Skyline. It's Bob Dylan and Lay Lady Lay.
It's a great song. I like that he pivoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a good song. Lay Lady Lay. I like trying to sing it too.
Yeah, because if he didn't pivot, we wouldn't have this.
Right.
Lay across my big brass bed. Lay, lady, lay. Lay across my big brass bed. Whatever colors you have in your mind, I'll show them to you, and you'll see them shine. Lay, lady, lay. Lay across my big brass bed. Stay, lady, stay. Stay with your man a while. Until the break of day, let me see you make 'em smile. His clothes are dirty, but his hands are clean. And you're the best thing that he's ever seen. Stay, lady, stay. Stay with your man a while. Why wait any longer for the world to begin? You can have your cake and eat it too.
Wow.
Why wait any longer for the one you love?
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Prevnar. Elgin's initiative to house homeless individuals at Lexington Inn and Suites will continue through September, courtesy of a $418,000 state grant. The funding backs the Elgin Unsheltered Pilot Program, as reported by City Manager Rick Kozol. The Illinois State Supreme Court has rejected a Republican challenge to the 2021 legislative redistricting. The court's Democratic majority concluded the Republicans delayed too long in bringing their legal challenge, citing a lack of prompt attention. 3 Chicago women have been charged following a daring theft at the Nike Well Collective in downtown Naperville. It happened on Wednesday afternoon. 2 suspects entered the store, grabbed 20 clothing items, and fled to a car driven by a third accomplice. Despite Naperville police officers' attempt to stop them, the suspects did evade capture for a time until a Chicago Police Department helicopter identified them, and they were arrested. Amaya Shannon and Shawanda Outlaw face felony burglary and retail theft charges alongside their driver, Martasia Barney. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey. What? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 52. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 33. Looking ahead to tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 60. Overnight, partly cloudy with a low around 32. Currently, it is 33 with clear skies. Expect mostly cloudy conditions on Saturday night with a low around 45. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Whether you're still waking up or still awake from last night, we got you. It's the WRMN Morning Show.
Already?
It is.
We're going to start the morning out. We're going to ease into it, even though I've been laughing nonstop.
Yeah.
We're going to ease in. Are we feeling zen yet? Let's take a deep, deep breath and let it out. And we're ready for what do we call it? You had a name for it.
Heavenly Haiku.
Heavenly Haiku. That's my Zen voice, my Heavenly Haiku.
I like it.
Thanks.
It's time for the Heavenly Haiku.
You must have been thirsty.
Yeah, I was thirsty. Matter of fact. Let's win this day. Ooh, goodness. The bell is rambunctious this morning. The word of the day from Blackhawks Brad today.
We're ready.
Jesus. Is
Happy Friday, y'all.
all falling down over here. Chero. Never seen this word before.
Neither have I.
It looks like it's spelled like Charo.
Do you remember her back in the 70s?
She had some energy.
Yeah, she did.
Chero, I guess the spelling of it is Chary. Cherry. It looks like Chari. Chari, but it's cherry.
Okay.
Used to describe someone who is cautious about doing something. Cautious. Let's win this day, says Blackhawks Brad. I've already rang the bell. The American flag flies. The eagle flies over the fabulous Fox River.
That's my eagle.
Nice. If you're watching on YouTube, quite the visual.
Yeah. So I did like when you had kids and you did shadow puppets.
Yeah.
So I was doing a bird across the studio.
Nice. And a prayer for Blackhawks Brad. Please repeat after me. This is a van haiku.
Oh, like creeper van?
Yeah.
Like VAN? I'm driving the creeper van?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm ready.
This is a haiku I came up with when I was thinking, I guess, about the copper creeper about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Using the word cherry, describing someone who is cautious. Get into my van. Cherry individuals don't get to have fun.
That was good.
Get into my van. Cherry individuals don't get to have fun.
I like it.
Was that a creeper voice?
No, that wasn't. It was a little bit soothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't bad. You could have made it really creepy. But hey.
The van got out for a few minutes yesterday.
Back to the liquor store for cranberry juice?
It eventually did make it there. Another quart of beer was needed.
Why do I picture you driving with just like a 40 in a paper bag? Like, I'm going home, man. This is going to be a party.
Yeah, I can make it home without opening the quart. It's just right around the corner. It's tough, but I can do it. Lorena's stepdad, Bill, and her brother, Philip, were at Arminetti's. I was really surprised to see them. They don't live anywhere near the Arminetti's. But
they heard the creeper van was out and
Phillip
about.
Came walking in Arminetti's when I was in there, which was weird, but he was in the neighborhood.
Do they live in a whole nother town?
No, they live on Bluff City Boulevard on the east side. But
okay. So it wasn't like an hour drive to get to the Arminetti's?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
They just happened to be in that neighborhood, so they stopped at the Arminetti's. But that was later in the Copper Creeper ride. Earlier in the Copper Creeper ride, we were creeping through South Elgin.
Oh.
Lorena had a half hour to kill before she went to yoga. She said, "You want to take a ride in the van?" I said, "Yeah, let's take a ride in the van."
Very nice.
So we rode around the neighborhood for a little bit and creeping around South Elgin. And I going down like Division Street, and I see senior assisted living facility.
Oh.
Tower Hill.
Hey, we have a couple of people that we know in there.
I know, right? So I thought of Darlene, who called the show the other day.
Yep.
Remember?
She was looking for 2-pound weights?
1 or 2 pound weights, I think?
Yeah, I believe so.
And I said that to Lorraine. I said, look, there's Tower Hill. Darlene lives in Tower Hill, and she was asking if anybody had any 1 or 2 pound weights the other day when she called on the show. She's like, really? I've got some 1 and 2 pound weights I was about to take to Goodwill. I said, you do?
What?
Yeah.
What are the odds?
So here they are. Darlene, we got some weights for you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Look at those.
We have 2 pound weights. They're in pink.
Even better.
2 pound pink weights and 1 pound purple weights. How about that?
Oh, girl, you're going to get fit.
Are you listening, Darlene? Can I stop at Tower Hill today and drop these off for you? We got purple and pink weights and a big old case.
Yeah, so you can carry them around with you.
Yeah. There's supposed to be 3 pound weights too, but I think Lorena's keeping the 3 pound.
Oh, gotcha.
So there's the case. Darlene, I'll be delivering later if that's okay with you. Toodaloo. That's the way she ends her phone calls.
Oh, is that what she says?
Yeah, toodaloo.
Okay, toodaloo.
That's her signature ending.
What were the odds that would, that's awesome.
Isn't that weird how things come together like that?
We are such a multifaceted show.
What quotient brings that together? Let's go for a quick ride in the van, got a little time to kill, end up going down the street where Tower Hill is, makes me think of Darlene, makes me mention the weights. Lorena has some weights. Boom, there we go.
Kismet, look at how that goes. Multifaceted, I'm using big words today. Multifaceted show. What can we do for you?
That's how the haiku helps us find our feng shui right there.
That's it. And my feng is swaying hard right now. It's way hard.
So then we were on our way home, creeping through South Elgin in the van, and we were near the area where Sperry Park is by the Boys and Girls Club.
Ooh.
In the Copper Creeper. And Lorena's like, hey, let's go see if the pickleball nets are up.
Are you a pickleballer?
We are wannabes.
You're wannabe pickleballers. You
Yes.
got to get the right outfit. Got to get the short shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like 1970s shorts?
Yeah, you need, and with knee-high socks.
That's
like
a great
tube
idea.
socks.
That's a great idea.
I bet she would love to go play with you wearing that outfit.
Like
headband, wristband.
A headband, some short shorts.
Yep.
Like maybe some like white shorts and an orange shirt and an orange headband with some orange and white socks.
Done.
Driving the Copper Creeper.
This is a
Hello.
look. This is, you're going to scare people off the courts because they're going to be like, this guy is good. Look at that fit. He is, yeah.
I think that might be my new look for the summertime for when we play pickleball.
Sorry for the visual, people.
And then when I hit the ball, really, like when I see a chance for a slam, and I'm about to slam it, I'm going to be like, boom.
It'll make your noise.
I'll make my noise, and then I'll pound the ball down their throat.
I'm going to come watch this because I don't know how much I could handle, but I think I could handle some of it.
So we're driving by the pickleball court, and we stop for a minute just to make sure we see what we thought we saw, which was, yes, nets are on the court. They are ready to roll at Sperry Park, and there was like 3 kids running around out there.
Okay.
And Lorena says, I think those kids just gave us a weird look. A creeper van just pulled up to a park and stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Mom, there's a guy with tube socks, short shorts, playing pickleball, trying to chase us.
642 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. So there's the extended version of today's haiku and story to go along with it. And guess what?
What?
Guess what? I saw a story. This is interesting. It came about 2 weeks ago to me, an email from a publisher named Casey Harper.
Casey Harper, okay.
And usually I get all these little junk emails, stuff like this, and I just ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw a magic word in this one that made me reach out to Casey Harper.
Was it like the magic word that Wizzo used to? Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee? Not that magic word?
No.
Okay.
Magic word was haiku.
Oh.
Next week, Thursday, April 17th is National Haiku Poetry Day. Yeah, so let me bring this music back.
You can't hear him doing the beatnik thing.
It's the perfect opportunity to check out our newest book, says Casey Harper, Healing with Haiku, a poetic exploration of self. This insightful work merges the healing power of therapeutic writing with the mindfulness and self-expression of haiku, providing readers with a structured yet creative way to process significant moments and emotions. See, haikus have an impact.
They do. And you know what next Thursday is going to be?
What?
The Suzie Q of the day is going to be write us a haiku.
Really?
So you've got almost a week to write haikus to send in.
It takes me like 30 seconds.
Right. So if he can do it in 30 seconds, y'all got 6 days to write us a haiku about anything. Well, keep it clean. But yeah, PG-13. You can dip on the edge of,
You can make it
rated
dirty.
R.
If it's dirty, I'll just have to not use it on the air. But Suzie C and I can still use it off the air.
Yeah, exactly. So so start preparing for next Thursday. Next Thursday, I want everyone to send us haikus.
And we might have author Ann Helfer on the show. She has written a book called Healing with Haiku, a poetic exploration of self. You want to talk with a professional haiku writer?
Yeah, that would be cool.
So I'll see
Was
if I
it
can.
healing haikus? Or healing?
Healing with Haiku.
Healing with Haiku.
Yeah. So an exciting week of haikus are on the way. It's 6:45 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. We'll check some news stories and some of your comments as our staff meeting gets underway. And in just a moment.
Britain's touchless car wash. They know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's touchless car wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's touchless car wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Fitting in shouldn't be hard, whether in life, on the court, or in the classroom. At Elgin Community College, you could find your place alongside those expanding their horizons, exploring rewarding careers, and achieving their dreams. A place for doers, thinkers, and believers. At ECC, we see you, we believe in you, and you'll fit right in. Learn more at elgin.edu/belong.
Systems run everything. Government, economy, media, justice. They shape your choices, your opportunities, your future. But do they work for you or against you? On Apolitical Talk Show, we break them down. Not to destroy, but to understand. Because if you don't see how the system works, you won't see when it's being manipulated or who's benefiting from it. Power belongs to those who know the rules, challenge the loopholes, and demand accountability. That starts with knowledge. That starts here. Join us weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. as we uncover what's really happening behind the headlines so you can decide for yourself what's fair, what's broken, and what needs to change. Apolitical Talk Show, breaking down the systems to build them up together. Right here, weekdays 4 to 6 on WRMN, the talk of the town. On a Friday morning. Marky B and Suzie C, you and me. Give us a call this morning at 847-931-1410 if you dare to take on the Suzie Q of the day. Mm-hmm. And that Q once again is...
Is there something unique or unusual that you ate as a kid, and do you still eat it now? For me, it was, and still is, a little bit of ketchup on my mac and cheese.
A little bit of ketchup on my mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there's the question of the day. What was something unusual you ate as a kid? Do you eat it now? I mean, the first things that came to mind for me were sardines.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I'd still eat some sardines.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Not like a regular thing, not around people.
Like occasionally?
Not around people.
So were those on your grandma's charcuterie board?
Sardines? I don't think so.
Okay.
My grandfather and I would walk around the city of Chicago all the time because, again, he didn't drive. So he took me for long walks around the area where the apartment building was. And every once in a while, I think that's why I started to get to like beef jerky as a kid. Because we'd roll into one of those corner stores in Chicago.
Yeah.
And he'd buy me like a beef jerky or a Slim Jim. I was so happy.
Oh, Slim Jims. God, what are those even made of?
I used to like the beef jerky, the little flat beef jerkies.
Yeah, and the longs, in the plastic. We carry at Newman's and at Snap. Our friend Sal, his sons came up with a company to pay for college. It's College Dogs, DAWGS, and it's beef jerky, but it's more like tenderloin bites, and it doesn't have any of the crap ingredients in it. And he's got so many flavors, and it's delicious. I'll bring you a package Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll eat it. And do you have pickled eggs or pickled pig's feet?
No, nothing pickled.
No.
Well, some of the customers get pickled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should. I wonder if you can still buy pickled eggs or pickled pig's feet. You could probably pickle your own eggs.
Wisconsin, I know it's still a big thing in Wisconsin. So you just eat a jar of pickles, save the brine, and pop an egg in there?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking if you could actually get something like, because bars used to have that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe you could go old school and get some pickled eggs or pickled pig's feet. And if someone has the guts to order one and actually eat it at the bar, then, I don't know, their donation goes towards the vets or something.
Yeah.
Or towards...
Well, Jubilant Julia might do it because she was eating pig's blood soup with intestine in Taiwan yesterday.
Well, I know.
It's almost her dinner time, so I'm curious what she's going to be eating today.
That reminds me of another Family Feud question from last night. The blood. Well, what profession would you not want to be in if you pass out at the sight of blood?
Oh, there's probably many.
It was only the top 4 answers, and they were pretty similar, like doctor, nurse, phlebotomist.
Oh, well, there's that.
Yeah. And then the number 4 answer was still out there, and nobody got it, but I got it.
You did?
I got it.
I have faith.
Vampire.
Oh.
Vampire was the number 4 answer.
Vampires don't really look at the blood. They just drink the blood.
But if they drink the blood, I guess they were sickened by it. And
yeah.
But, I don't know. It's the first thing that came to my mind. And I don't think Family Feud answers come from a lot of scientific research. I think they just ask people, what do you think?
Right on the street as they're walking by.
Yeah.
Dude, answer this. It's easier that way.
653, 2 phone calls, 847-931-1410. Hour 1 of your WRMN morning show on a Fab Friday brings us Rockin' Rollin'.
Good morning, Rockin' Rollin'.
Hey, Rollin'.
Morning. Yeah, when I was little, my babysitter used to give me peanut butter, lettuce, and Miracle Whip sandwiches.
I used to eat peanut butter and Miracle Whip. No lettuce, though. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
You just rocked my childhood memories.
Peanut butter with mayonnaise.
On Wonder Bread.
Ooh.
On good old white Wonder Bread.
And then she'd make rhubarb. She'd go out to the back fence, cut it, get rid of that leaf. And I mean, that was just some of the nastiest stuff I ever had.
How did she make it? I mean, I love a good rhubarb pie, strawberry rhubarb pie, but how did she make it?
I don't even know if she cooked this stuff. I mean, washed it, cut it up, threw a lot of
sugar.
Sugar, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that didn't even cut the sourness.
Wow. You know what? I can't believe you said peanut butter Miracle Whip. That is so cool. Now that I remember that we used to eat that all the time.
It doesn't sound like a good combination to me, but then again.
You'll eat sardines, but you won't eat peanut butter and Miracle Whip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I like peanut butter and jelly with bacon. That's pretty good.
Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat. Bacon makes everything better. Not sardines,
absolutely.
though. Bacon and sardines, not having it. No.
No.
I don't know if anything makes a sardine better.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
You don't need to make it better. It's already really great by itself.
Okay.
Okay, it's not really. Well, if you buy it like in the mustard sauce or
Oh, you get the fancy sardines.
Well, I mean, it's all in a can.
Yeah, but you get the flavored. You don't get the ones just like wrapped up in like a whole can of oil.
No, no.
Okay.
You can get it in like hot sauce or mustard. But the worst is opening the sardine can.
Oh, that little key, and you gotta. Oh.
Or just when you're peeling back the thing, you're afraid it's gonna like pop loose when you pop the thing off.
And then you get sardine
it's
oil.
It's gonna shake, and then you're gonna get like sardine stuff on your shirt.
And you're gonna smell like that all day long.
Yeah.
Another reason not to eat sardines.
Thanks for calling, Roland.
Bye, Roland.
Yep. Have a good day.
Take care.
Chucker Dennis says he still eats sardines a couple times a month, and he still puts ketchup on scrambled eggs, and he loves Slim Jims. And Hector Soto said, Grandma would feed us any flavor cookie with milk, juice, tea, orange juice, water, coffee, and then they would act like they ate the lemon cookies with orange juice because it was disgusting.
Okay. 6:55, one more phone call, 847-931-1410, the number to call. Thanks for joining us on the show. Good morning. Welcome to the WRMN Morning Show.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Renee. I used to be a caller on the radio shopping show. Have never called your show before.
Well, good morning.
Question.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah,
this
thanks.
is exciting.
So, something that we used to eat when we were kids, and then my kids ate it, and now grandkids are eating it, is grilled cheese and syrup.
That's unique. Grilled cheese and maple syrup?
Yes.
So did you just...
Don't even knock it till you try it.
I'm not.
I am.
I'm asking.
I'm
Did
knocking
you
it.
just dunk like the grilled cheese in a little cup of syrup?
Put it on the side of your plate and dip it, or, I mean, I've had people just saturate it in there. But friends of mine, we'd get their kids to eat it, and then they'd go to a restaurant and order grilled cheese, and then they're like, can I have some syrup? And then the parents are mortified, like, because I taught them how to put syrup on their grilled cheese, and they're like, who does that?
That sounds delicious. I'm writing that one down.
Well, like I said, go ahead, Mark. Come on.
Go ahead and do what?
Try it. Try it.
Grilled cheese, and can I just like dip it in some syrup or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a corner of it.
Just the corner. Okay, I could do that. I'm having trouble mixing. Like, I could see peanut butter and syrup, things that are more on the sweet side, going together. But I'm having trouble going across the board and mixing sweet things like peanut butter with, like, mayonnaise or mustard.
Yeah, sweet and savory together.
Cheese and syrup don't seem to go.
Have you ever had a McGriddle?
Yeah, I think I have one time.
Okay, so that has syrup flavor and cheese. And sausage.
I think I thought it was like super rich tasting.
I love a good McGriddle now and then.
Well, thanks,
I have a
Renee.
question for you, Susie.
Yeah, what's up?
So, I know you're new to the show, and I don't get to listen all the time. It's basically Fridays. I'm on my way to take care of my grandbabies right now.
Aw.
And they actually moved to Hampshire about a year ago. And I'm actually about to go by it right now, and it caught my eye. I'm like, what is this, a bar in a gas station?
The gas station bar, that's what we're known as.
And so I hear you talked about it. So, like, are you, like, part owner of it?
Nope, I work there, and I'm the manager.
Ah, got it.
You'll have to stop in and introduce yourself. What time are you done babysitting the grandkids?
Probably about 3 o'clock.
I'm there till 6 today.
Okay, all right. I'll stop in and say hi.
Oh, I would love that. Thank you for calling. I love that it's your first call.
Yeah, thanks, Renee. We got to hit the break here, but thank you.
All right, have a great day.
I'll see you later.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Renee, first-time caller that we know of. It's 6:59.
As the 2025 tax season unfolds, the Better Business Bureau is warning the public about the various schemes that con artists will employ in the coming weeks to steal your money, personal identity information, and peace of mind. According to the Internal Revenue Service, taxpayers lost $5.5 billion due to tax scams and fraud in 2023. This year, the tax filing deadline is the traditional April 15th. So here are some important tax time tips. Check out businesses before you hire them. The best way to avoid tax ID theft is to file your taxes as early as possible. Check out websites carefully and make sure you access the actual IRS website when filing your taxes electronically. Be wary of tax preparer offering fast refunds or large returns. If you get a written notice from the IRS about a duplicate tax return or any notice that additional taxes are owned, contact the IRS immediately. Don't give out your social security number unless you are 100% sure you are dealing with someone you trust. A message from the Better Business Bureau and your friends here at WRMN. Visit their website at bbb.org.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Cintas. The Indian Prairie School District 204 School Board has greenlit a 3.9% salary increase for administrative and non-bargaining employees for the next school year. This comes as part of the board's most recent school board decision. Employees benefiting from the raise include registered nurses, occupational therapists, administrative assistants, and various tech and HR support staff. The latest Naperville Police Department arrest report has been released, including incidents involving a 45-year-old man from Mendota charged with improper turn and driving on a suspended license, and a 23-year-old woman from Shorewood arrested on an unspecified warrant. In Naperville, a decision regarding the city's energy future is causing significant debate. The Public Utilities Advisory Board has narrowly voted 4-3 to recommend renewing their contract with the Illinois Municipal Energy Agency. The 20-year extension keeps Naperville tied to the coal-heavy electricity provider despite environmental concerns. However, the decision is not final. Naperville City Council will make the ultimate call. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Guardians nipped the White Sox 3-2. Chicago's 2-9, 0-5 away from home. The White Sox had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the ninth when Miguel Vargas singled, bringing Jacob Amaya across the plate. Then Mike Tauchman looked like he was going to tie it, but appeared to injure himself while rounding third. The Rangers beat the Cubs 6-2 on Wednesday. Shota Imanaga suffered the loss. He allowed 5 runs on 7 hits over 5 innings. Big win for the Bulls last night, 119, 111 the final. At home against the Miami Heat, triple-double for Josh Giddey, 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 11 assists. Chicago's 9th in the Eastern Conference. Last night's result moved them a game ahead of Miami in the East. They also pulled within a half game of Atlanta for the 8th seed. The regular season wraps up Sunday with the play-in round starting next Tuesday. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 52. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 33. Looking ahead to tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 60. Overnight, partly cloudy with a low around 32. Currently, it is 33 with clear skies. Expect mostly cloudy conditions on Saturday night with a low around 45. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM.
Out on your operation, you know the importance of planning ahead. But there still lies a scary field of unknowns, including costly nitrogen loss that can strike from any angle. But N-Edge Pro protects it on every level to fight nitrogen loss while giving your crops an advantage you'll notice come harvest. Protect your nitrogen above and below ground with N-Edge Pro from CHS. Learn more at chsagronomy.com/N-Edge Pro.
Still loud, still live, and still wondering how this is our job. It's the WRMN Morning Show on WRMN 1410 AM.
.06 on a Friday morning. Hey, we got some sunshine on the way all weekend long. It's going to be at 53 degrees today with sunshine. And then 60 tomorrow. And Sunday about 66 or 67.
Texted in and he said, it's officially spring. The big boys are hooked up to the diggers and the corn planter is hooked up and out. And I put pictures on the chat line so you can see what the big boys are. So that is just the farmers have their equipment ready to rock and roll. So it's officially spring. There it is. Look at that big boy.
Wow, what does that do?
That digs your rows, if I'm not mistaken, Farmer Dan. Are those corn pickers? One row corn pickers? Yeah, so that's what those are. And then there's one other picture of these big, huge John Deere tractors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's officially spring.
Impressive machines.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. They look good. Yeah, here's the John Deere tractors if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, WRMN Radio on YouTube. They are out and are ready to go. It's going to be a nice spring weekend. I believe the grass is going to have to be cut. Ooh. And I think I'm going to take that on, I don't know, maybe even late today, if not tomorrow.
Oh.
I don't know. Got all weekend to decide, but it's going to be a nice, pretty much dry weekend. And it'll be a nice weekend to get outside and start doing your spring stuff outside.
Mm-hmm.
Those hostas are starting to bust up from the ground.
Because I think we're in real spring now, not fake spring.
Right.
We had third winter, we had fake summer, so.
Yeah. 847-931-1410 if you want to join us on the phone this morning. We got our staff meeting. It's our 64th staff meeting of the year. This is 1,265 on the show count since we started counting way back in the way back when. And show number 30 for Suzie C. 6 weeks in the books.
6 weeks in the books, and you haven't gotten rid of me yet.
Yeah. 8,648 prayers on the prayer scoreboard to start our Friday with, and we already have some chalked up this morning. And we have Nando on the phone at 847-931-1410.
Good morning, Nando.
Hey, Nando.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Sue. How are you guys? Happy Friday. Group hugs around the table there for you guys.
Oh, I like group hugs. Yeah. I am a hugger. I am an obsessive hugger, so.
I'm a fist bumper to everybody, and then when they stick out the fist, then I start playing rock, paper, scissors with them, and they get them confused, so I normally win that game.
I'm going to use that, because that sounds fun.
I was going to say, for me, for my food growing up, I think it was white rice, and my mom, if she didn't cook nothing else with it, I would see the ketchup bottle and just splash it like you do with your macaroni.
Yeah.
And then it was just a light coating. It was not like heavy.
Yeah.
And then my old man, because he taught martial arts and we would do competitions in the weekends, he would make us eat a raw egg. To this day, I still don't eat eggs. Because when he saw the movie Rocky, he go, "Oh, that's what you boys are going to be doing for me and my brother."
Oh, that's awful. That's almost child abuse.
What, eating a raw egg?
Yeah, that's almost child abuse.
I can
in my
do
book.
that.
Could you?
Yeah, I do it every one. I haven't done it in a while, but just crack it open and take it on down.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I used to get the gags when I was younger, about 12-ish, when I used to compete on the weekends, and that was like nasty to me, and I didn't like that. And then for Sue, for the Scarlet Band.
Oh, leaving Scarlet?
Yeah, true story, not lying. Rick, the guitarist there.
Yeah, I went to high school with him.
I used to work with him at Custer over here at the Illinois Tool Works off of Itasca.
Okay.
About 9 years ago, and then give or take before I had my kidney failures, and then I hadn't seen him since. But true story, we were he invited me and my daughter up to stage when they were here at Danny's Pizza, and we got the tambourines and we were going at it. It was pretty fun. We interacted with the band and stuff.
They are so much fun. They're going to be on the show today with Dino's Night Out.
Dino's Night Out on WRMN. Sorry.
Yeah, I hear the show, Monday through Fridays, the best of my abilities, and then, I heard a few things here and there, but I know there are other callers calling in saying some things here and there, to get them in, because I know Mark is back from his vacation, and I have to ask Mark, did you try any hot sauces out there? Because I know you're a big fan of the hot sauces.
Well, I mean, I did whatever they set out at the different meals that we had, and I was seeking the hot sauce every time, and it wasn't very hard to find because it seemed like they put just as much, if not more, hot sauce out than they did
anything else.
Yeah, anything else. So I don't know what it was called. It might have been homemade, but it was good.
Yeah. Because some people make it with their own, but to me, Mark, the best way, if you ever do your own, go with the habanero. It just goes straight to the kick. They don't mess around or nothing. You just go with, but you got to roast it. But you cut it in half. You roast it.
Yeah.
Olive oil with green pepper. How do I do it? With onions and then garlic. And then you put your tomatoes, but the ones you got to use are the green tomatoes. And you do all that together, and then you put it in your blender, Mark. And then you put a little bit more olive oil with your water, as much as you want to make. And what you got to do, brother, is throw a little bit of a salt, not so much, and a squeeze a lime, and you're set, brother. You trust me, you might probably be licking the bowl by the time you're done.
I'm getting really hungry. That sounds amazing. Yeah, that sounds really good.
So that's the way I do my guacamole. Excuse me, with the habanero. I don't do no jalapenos or no serrano peppers. I just go straight to the kick. I don't really mess around. I'm waiting for it,
Don't threaten me with a good time, mister.
Well,
you guys enjoy the rest of your show. I'm not going to hold up the line and let somebody else call in and go by their memory of all the foods that they liked or didn't like.
Well, thank you for calling.
That hot sauce recipe that you just gave me, Nando, do you have have it written down or anything like that?
Could send it to us.
I got a photographic memory, Mark.
Yeah. That's not going to help me.
He's just going to have to deliver some.
Well, yeah, I would like to try to make it. I guess you'll have to just tell me sometime and I can write the stuff down as you're telling me.
I'll probably text you on your 901 number, all right, brother?
Okay, that sounds good, man. Thank you.
Well, you take it easy. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and happy birthday to you, Sue, on your weekend.
Oh, thanks, hon.
If it's not Easter, I'm not sure, but happy Easter to everyone out there enjoying their Easter with their families, right?
Thank you. If you're out and about, come out to Newman's and watch the band live.
All right.
It's kid-friendly.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. All right, Nando checking in with us. 7:14 here at WRMN AM 1410. WRMN Radio on YouTube, the Suzie Q of the day, which is...
what is something unusual you ate as a child, and do you still eat it now? My friend Eddie Saunders, spam. He said, I make a mean spam casserole, egg noodles, Campbell's cream of chicken soup, a pinch of milk, canned corn, and diced Spam.
Ooh.
I might try that.
Canned corn.
Mm-hmm.
What about cream
of chicken soup?
You ever have like creamed corn?
I'm not a big fan of the cream corn.
Me
I've had
neither.
it, but I'm not a fan.
No, I'm not a huge corn guy.
Oh, I'm a corn person.
Corn on the cob, I like that.
Yeah. Do you eat your corn across or do you go around?
Around.
So do I. Okay. Yeah.
So even though I don't, even though I do toilet paper backwards.
You're kind of redeeming yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you go home and think about your toilet paper yesterday?
No, not really.
Okay.
I did think about it this morning when I was in the man cave, though, because it was sitting on the sink. It wasn't on a toilet paper dispenser.
Yeah. Isn't that Hector who just sets his there?
Yeah.
Like, forget it. It takes too long to pull the little stick out, and it's a lot of work.
7:15 here at WRMN, AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. No nickname John. We're going to have his bad joke of the day in just a second, but he sent this. What is this? Ooh. Look at that, Suzie C.
Oh, that is liver sausage.
Is that what that is?
And grape jelly on crackers. So
let me see what his caption is. When I was a kid, my mom used to make liver sausage and grape jelly on crackers as a party tray food. It must have been one of those creepy 1950s recipe suggestions, not as rare as you might think. So, was Bob the first person that said that last hour?
Bob was. There's more than one of you. Are you guys related and you just don't know it?
So you can walk up to that at a party. You don't know what it is, but it's on like an appetizer tray or something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, I don't know that you would guess that that's what that is. So you might take one and sample it without knowing.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a surprise?
But if you didn't know, would you know as soon as you took a bite out of it?
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you think you would?
Probably.
Yeah. No.
Liver sausage and grape jelly.
I thought there would only be one person in the entire world, but there's two.
Yeah, two that listen to this show.
And what are the odds?
Yeah.
Again, multifaceted. We just keep bringing everybody together with love, liver sausage, and grape jelly.
Yeah, and bad jokes.
You know what time it is?
Time for the bad joke of the day from No Nickname John, who just sent us a picture of crackers and liver sausage and jelly. Was that a new picture? Did you make some of that this morning?
Did you just whip it up for breakfast?
Or for the sake of sending us the picture, and now that it's done, you're tossing it in the trash?
Put it outside for the raccoons. They'll eat it. They'll eat anything.
Yeah. The No Nickname John bad joke of the day on YouTube this morning. Let me find it.
Keep looking, still looking.
Still looking. Did I have too much confidence that we'd have one and we don't have one?
Did we not get one yet?
No Nickname John, I don't see it, buddy. Oh, there it is. Hold on, found it.
Hold, please.
Found it.
We're back.
Okay. Good morning, First Shifters. It's National Cheese Fondue Day, says No Nickname John. Sally, his wife, said she would leave me if I didn't stop my cheesy puns. Ooh. She might quit No Nickname John if he doesn't stop contributing to the show with his cheesy puns. It's no fondue, be married to such a monster. It's no fondue, be married to such a monster.
Please be quiet.
This needs to stop now.
Shut up!
All right, South Elgin Santa, where are you?
National Cheese Day, Fondue Cheese Day, Cheese Fondue Day. It's no fondue, be married to such a monster. What do you think about that one?
Well, again, we're gonna go A for effort, and I'm going like a 6.
A 6?
A generous 6.
A Friday 6?
A Friday 6. A Friday we're overtired, we're bouncing off the walls 6.
I think he's really reaching.
Well, but again, A for effort.
The effort's there.
We would not have this bit without him.
Yeah. Alter ego, what do you think?
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful. Pitiful.
Okay. I let my alter ego in for a moment there. I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay. I was going to go 5, but I did a generous 6.
Okay. 6 prayers from No Nickname John. It's 7:20 here on the first shift on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. More of the morning show coming up in just a moment.
If your idea of therapy involves a fishing rod, a tree stand, or a campfire, then you need American Outdoors Radio. Host John Cruz speaks your language, whether it's about the best lures, tracking game, or that one buddy who always forgets to bring the beer. John's got the tips to sharpen your aim, the hacks to pack lighter, and the stories to keep you entertained. Again, that's American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz. Saturdays at 7 a.m. on WRMN 1410. Or stream it at WRMN1410.com. Get ready to outfish, outhunt, and outcamp them all on American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz.
Wow.
Are you ready to rock? At School of Rock Elgin, located at 353 South Randall Road, we're more than just music lessons. We're a community. Whether you're an absolute beginner or a seasoned musician, our performance-based curriculum is designed to transform your skills and confidence. From learning new instruments to rocking a full-blown concert, we bring out the best in every musician, no matter their level. Join the School of Rock Elgin family today, where music isn't just learned, it's lived. Visit the website at elgin.schoolofrock.com to sign up now to get your desired time slot. School of Rock is now open. Unleash your inner rock star. Listen this Sunday afternoon to Handle on the Law.
I know we're at an at-will date, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what, you're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. That's California. Yep, welcome.
It's Handle on the Law this Sunday afternoon from 4 to 7 right here on WRMN.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube on a Friday morning. Sunshine.
We're tubing.
We are tubing. Become a subscriber if you ain't yet.
We're up to 1,170. Come on, join the Cool Kids Club.
1170. 847-931-1410. That's the old school phone number. And we have a Image 360 information line, 505-926-1410. Have a great day. Anna the Chairman, Director of Foreign Affairs, and Gregarious Gina. They have just driven off.
Yep, and they brought us wonderful treats today. Caffeine and donuts. Two of my favorite things in the morning. Yeah. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks for the cream-filled donut that comes my way every Friday.
It was a Boston.
Boston?
Boston donut.
We have a phone call right now. It's our friend Gene.
Oh, Mean Gene?
Mean Gene.
Who's not really mean?
Not really Mean Gene.
Okay.
He just likes the nickname, makes him sound tougher.
Okay, I like it.
Good morning, Gene.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
What's happening, buddy?
Tell the young lady happy soon-to-be birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
The reason I know is I got that on trivia about 2 weeks ago.
You did. You did. You were the winner chicken dinner.
And I know that my mother and father's birthday is in April, too, so.
Oh, awesome. Well, tell them happy birthday if they're still around.
Well, I'll tell them if they're not still around.
Okay.
But, anyway. Yeah, when I had an answer, I had a little rebuttal on that fondue and...
A fondue in Munster?
Yeah.
Munster. Well, this is like a coyote. You remember the coyote and the
Roadrunner?
The Roadrunner?
Mm-hmm.
This is a coyote getting back at the Roadrunner. He's always got in bad shape, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He had the Acme anvil that fell on him all the time.
He just always got the bad end of the stick. So I helped my buddy out one day, and I had to take him some couple of CBs to work. You know, we use CBs, Citizen Man radios.
Love those. Those were so much fun in the 70s.
Yeah, at work. But this was in the 80s.
Ooh.
That's how we communicated. And he said he would take them off my hands. When I went on the way to work, I had to carry them to my pickup. And I put my lunchbox down, put them in the truck, and just got in the truck, not thinking, and took off. Lunchbox right in the street. So I called my family, and I said, hey, can you go outside? I was already on my way to work. I didn't want to turn back. I told them to go outside and give my lunchbox. So anyway, I get there, and I tell them, you made me forget my lunch today. And I gave him the CB radios, and he goes, oh, don't worry about it, man. Here's a sandwich. She said, just that'll hold you over. So he gives me a sandwich. So at lunchtime, I go open the sandwich up. And since you mentioned that joke, mentioned Munster cheese, that was my first connection with Munster cheese, which I come to find out that I liked it, which I never had it before.
It's delicious.
What else was on there was one slice of Buddick ham.
Oh.
I don't know if you ever had Buddick.
I love the Buddick chicken. I am still a fan to this day of the
like that
chicken.
Buddick meat. It's not bad.
No.
Okay, but Mark.
Yeah.
I'm talking one
slice. So is it like one slice of cheese and one slice of the Buddick ham?
One slice of the Buddick ham.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm telling you. And in them days, I was lifting weights and everything, and I was like, I couldn't believe this.
And back then, it was like 39 cents a package.
No, Mark, she's still not getting it. One slice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm getting it. I'm saying. Back then, it was like 39 cents a package. You could slap a whole package on the sandwich for 39 cents.
You got to pretty much slap a whole package on
this.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this thing had one slice on it.
Oh, that's awful.
So, like I said, that's what introduced me to Munster cheese, which I come to like it. But the guy had the nerve to ask me, how did you like that? How did you enjoy that sandwich? And all I could see was that Bunny was the Roadrunner and what's his name?
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, that was like getting smashed. Like I wanted to do that to him. And I said that back then, they were talking about how famished Ethiopia was. And to answer to that joke he did, I wish I could have answered him in Ethiopian. That's what the answer to that thing was.
If you have one slice of Buddick beef with your piece of cheese on some bread, the cheese then becomes the meat because the piece of cheese would be thicker than
probably thicker. Yeah.
4 times.
4 times thicker.
If you had a good blade, you could have cut that cheese in 4 slices.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
One slice.
And he had the nerve, like he was all of man. How'd you enjoy the sandwich?
Like it was the best sandwich you ever had.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought about that as soon as you told me that joke the other day. So.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thanks for calling in, brother.
Thanks, man. It was good to talk to you.
You bet. Have a good day. Got some sunshine.
Yeah, get out and get a little sunshine today, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Enjoy your weekend.
You guys have a wonderful day.
You too. Mean Gene.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Mean Gene saying hi to all first shifters listening in today. That's what he did while I was talking over the top of him. Coming up on the 7:30 break here, we will hit some news stories when we come back from this break.
Yeah, we'll come back and be serious for a minute or two.
At least we'll hit you with a smattering of news stories.
Smattering?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you can chime in on them if you want to. You could still chime in on the Suzie Q of the day if you want to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all at 847-931-1410 if you want to be on the phone, or send a text to 505-926-1410. Send us some pictures of your disgusting food. It's 7:30 on a Friday on your WRMN morning show. Good morning.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum.
This is Alan Walters reporting the Elgin news from April 11th, 1925. Elgin girl sought. Youth missing. May face kidnapping charge. Kane County authorities are today searching for Julia Vernick, 23, of Elgin, and Alvin Ragansky, 16, of St. Charles, who are believed to have eloped. The couple, declared to be desperately in love, disappeared from their respective homes last Tuesday. As a result of the disappearance and supposed elopement, Mr. and Mrs. J.C. Ragansky today swore out a warrant for the Elgin girl's arrest. Though the specific charge for Miss Vernick's arrest is larceny, the parents of the lad have indicated that they will ask authorities to prosecute her with kidnapping their son. Parents of the boy allege that Miss Vernick held a strange influence over their son and that he was apparently infatuated with his older companion. The couple, it is revealed, attended a dance together last Saturday night. Miss Vernick, according to further reports, spent the night at the Ragansky home. Parents of the boy, in attempting to discourage the affair, sent the girl to a neighborhood store with a small amount of money on Sunday, but the girl never returned. Later in the day, the boy packed up his suitcase and also left without his parents' knowledge. Miss Vernick is reported to have left her home at 166 Douglas Avenue on Tuesday without taking any baggage. Since Tuesday, there's been no trace of the missing couple.
Elgin 100 Years Ago is a presentation of the Elgin History Museum. Be sure to visit the museum located at 360 Park Street in Elgin, open Wednesday through Saturdays 11 to 4. You can also listen to Elgin 100 Years Ago at www.elginhistory.org.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400, and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 52. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 33. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 60. Looking ahead to Sunday, a slight chance of rain showers in the afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high near 67. Currently, it is 33 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey. What? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we do?
Get down.
Down?
On the floor, you...
Shoot, did he see us?
Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Back to the show that keeps your mornings moving. It's Marky B, Suzie C, and the WRMN Morning Show.
And back in time.
You're fast.
Had to go.
Got it done in a minute and a half.
Yeah. Quick, I don't mess around.
No. I thought I was going to be here killing time alone for a minute. That's fine because I'm really not alone. I have all these first shifters who check in every day in many ways. Like the commander, Mark Smith, who says, Happy Friday, shifters. The award-winning fish fry is tonight. American Legion Post 57. Voted best fish fry by Elgin Community Votes for 2024. Lunch 11:30 until 1:30 and dinner 4 until 7. Sounds good to me on a Friday.
Heck yeah. I haven't had a good fish fry in a while.
Still a little chilly to sit outside at a restaurant, I would say, unless there's heaters on the patio. So not a bad night to go have some fish at the American Legion indoors. Thanks, Commander, for checking in every day here on the show. The big boss man, he's on the road working these days. He says, good morning, Marky B and First Shifters. Have a great day from the big boss man. You never know when we may hook up over the weekend, so that's always possible. We got Construction Man on Tulo checking in, along with Hector. They always come together every day. Hector says, good morning, Marky B, Suzie C, and the First Shifters from Hector and Ninny Rose, Uncle Boom Boom, and Jeremiah.
We almost forgot the Boom Boom.
I know. We never want to forget the Boom Boom.
Can't forget the Boom Boom.
Yeah. All kinds of construction prayers from Antulo and Hector checking in. Becky Blue sends sunshine every day. And she says, it's Friday, First Shifters. Have a great day and weekend. Plenty of sunshine. We won't need the artificial sunshine, but we always take it from you, Becky Blue, because there's plenty of days when we have to turn to it.
It's like we store it. We're storing it up.
We do. In the sunshine storage bin.
In the sunshine. Ooh, that's sunshine storage bin.
The sunshine storage bin.
Okay.
Yeah. And thanks for the phone call last hour, Fast Eddie. Jeff Saltzman checks in, says good morning.
That's Salty Jeff. Hey, Salty Jeff.
Salty Jeff. I figured with a last name like that, we could make a nickname out of that. Salty Jeff. And Cartman Dan on the way back. He says, good morning, everyone. Just east of Tucumcari. I'm never going to say that word right. New Mexico. Tucumcari. Tucumcari?
Tucumcari?
Maybe. He will be home sometime tomorrow. Spot the puppy is loving his first long road trip.
Aw, Spot the puppy.
Have a great weekend, shifters, says Cartman Dan. 7:37 here at WRMN. Sports in about an hour with Tim Calderwood. We'll get his perspective on the Cubs' 9-6 start this year. The White Sox off to a 2-10 start for the second straight year. No big surprise there. They've had some injury problems already this season, the White Sox have, and they can't afford it because they're thin in the first place. We have one phone call, then we'll cover some news, 847-931-1410. I think this could be Tri-Village Dave checking in.
Oh, Tri-Village Dave.
Hey, Dave, good morning.
Good, you're right on there, Marky B.
I don't think you've called in since I've been on the air, so welcome.
One at a time, I think.
Yeah, I've been on once with Susie there, and
okay.
I guess the good thing is how you learn things during the week, and I got to help. I'll start with Susie, bail her out. The other day you had cartoon theme songs. And she kind of crashed on Speed Racer. It went, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go.
I did. I totally crashed, and I went into some other cartoon theme.
Hey, yeah?
And then this is like the quiz at 7:37. I learned that Mayor Mike is a fungi. I think I kind of learned about that in biology.
And I always say it like that. I'm glad you caught it. He's a fungi.
A fungi?
Yeah.
I get it.
And then I'll finish up with the topic of the day. I had two items. One, a peanut butter and dill pickle chip sandwich. The friend of mine put dill pickle chips on it. And
I would try that.
I like it. Yeah.
I'd probably do that. I'd give that a shot.
My grandfather, whenever we had like a tomato-based soup, and I do it to this day at work if I'm making soup, soy sauce. He always puts soy sauce in his soup.
I do that.
You do?
I put soy sauce in soup, yeah.
Oh.
Because it's a little bit salty, and I like a little salty flavor to my soup.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I used to eat Campbell's vegetable soup with a little bitty splash of milk in it. Don't know why my mom did it, but yeah.
Well, thanks for the call, Tri-Village Dave. You doing okay?
Hey. Oh, yeah. Heading in, eastbound and down to Rolling Meadows.
Have a safe trip, buddy, and a great weekend. And don't be a stranger. Call more often.
Thanks, hon. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye. For Northwest, West and Northwest, Wesley Jr. II.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone.
Wow.
He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life, Speed Racer, see it through.
Wow.
Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go. He's up and flying as he guns a car around the track. He's jamming down the pedal like he's never coming back. Adventure's waiting just ahead. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go.
Shut up! Shut up!
There's the Speed Racer theme for
Sox
you.
fans, it's
Yeah, what's funny is I couldn't tell you what I had for lunch yesterday, but I remember the words to the theme song of Speed Racer.
Yeah. 7:40, we have a couple of phone calls coming in, 847-931-1410 on a fabulous Friday morning. Let's hear from this unknown caller at this time.
Good morning, unknown caller.
Welcome to the show.
Well, I like to be known.
Yeah, now you are.
To be unknown, yeah.
Now you are.
Good
Your
morning,
radio's
guys.
Ken Husky.
Radio's Ken Husky on the line.
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
It seems to me, and that's a phrase I think that came up one day when you were talking about phrases you don't like.
I believe you're right.
But, yeah, it seems to me, and you've been on the job 6 weeks, Suzie, and Mark, you've been on this radio program 8 years?
Like 8.5, yeah.
Okay. Does it seem to you that most of the people that call in are men? Why is that?
Because men are lame and they have nothing better to do?
That's one answer.
The women are in the kitchen cooking.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah. But when I listen to other talk shows, that seems to be the case too. Men call in. When you look at the chat line, there's a lot of women that chat. They don't, for some reason, they don't want to talk to people on the radio.
It's interesting because in real life, I think it might be more the other way. Guys are a little less are a little more antisocial, and women are chatty all day long, and they want to talk and talk and talk and talk.
That's my job. All three of them,
Yeah, well,
4 of them.
And on in the afternoon when Tammy's on, that's a program that's kind of directed toward women's thoughts,
right?
But you don't hear women calling in. Although I don't know, does she take calls on her program?
She doesn't talk about the phone number a lot, but I think she does take calls. Yes.
Okay. And so you would think women would call in on that type of a program. So it just seems odd to me. It's a thought that came to my mind.
Yeah, you're quite observant. I didn't even think about it.
Come on, ladies, step up your game.
Yeah. Show these men what you got.
Is Jake coming back to the radio show?
You know, I finally did talk to him yesterday. It was kind of the way it all kind of lined up in the past several weeks. He had a few things to do that was going to keep him out for a couple of weeks, and then I was gone. And so it just became kind of spiraled into like several weeks. So he called yesterday or he actually texted me yesterday asking how things were and said he was ready to come back if we wanted him back. And I said, why don't you hold off one more day and we'll talk about it and maybe figure out the perfect plan moving forward. So he's willing to be back in the saddle. So we just got to talk to him.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that because I thought maybe you two had a breakup or something. And I didn't want to see that happen.
No, we're still cool. Okay. We're still cool with each other, me and Jakes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you get back to the serious news, but
yeah, we are going to take a turn for the serious for a minute.
Maybe eventually.
All right. Okay.
Thanks,
Have
Ken.
a nice day.
Thanks, Ken.
Bye.
Take care. Radio's Ken Husky chiming in. 7:44 here at WRMN. We got good old Bob on the phone with us. Hey, Bob. Good morning.
Hey, Bob.
Good morning. I have a bad habit of calling at the wrong times.
Why? What's wrong?
Who said?
Well, you people want to get to the news, but I have something that you were talking about memories, early memories of.
Yeah.
My father died when I was 9, and my mother and I, my younger brother, went to live with our grandparents for several years. And my grandfather, and my grandmother also, he had one pleasure in life. After his evening meal, he would sit down afterwards and sit there at the table and have a glass of wine and a piece of Pecorino Romano cheese and some black olives, the salty, semi-dried.
Oh, yeah, so like the Greek olives, kind of.
Well, he wasn't Greek, but anyway.
Yeah.
And to this day, when I feel like having a treat, I'll go to the Italian grocery store. I can't remember the name of it.
Caputo's?
Yes, and buy some Pecorino Romano cheese at about $12 a pound.
Mm-hmm.
And get a small container of the dried black olives. And I don't have wine with it, but that's a real treat for me and brings back memories.
Oh, that's delicious. And the great memories, too. And good Pecorino Sharp Romano is delicious. And you get it with the little salty olives. Perfect.
Are you a black olives guy, Bob, or do you like the green olives, too?
I love them so much that I have to be careful. I only eat 4 at a time.
4 at a time, okay.
4 at a sitting.
Okay.
And as far as the cheese is concerned, I only eat maybe an ounce or so of that. It's a treat.
Yeah.
You don't make a meal of that sort of stuff.
What if you have too many black olives? What does it do bad? Too salty? Too much salt in them?
No, it's just that you don't want to. You want to remember that this is a treat.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to.
You don't want to ruin it by eating too much.
Yeah, then you won't think it's a treat anymore.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you don't want to finish it. You want to have it tomorrow today.
Mm-hmm. At $12 a pound, you want it to last a few days.
Right.
Thanks, Bob, for calling.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Bob. You too.
Thanks, Bob. All right, good old Bob checking in. He lives over in South Elgin. And yesterday, Suzie C, when we were out creeping.
There it is.
That's actually not the.
It's not the.
No, I like it. Well, I wish the would look like that. I got to get my white to be shiny like that.
Yeah, but she's got hubcaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine will have hubcaps again soon. I was waiting for the weather to warm up a little bit.
Yeah. Did you put your name in them yet?
No.
Okay. If found, please return to.
But if you're watching on YouTube, this is a really good-looking copper creeper right here. The white looks nice and shiny. Boy, that makes me jealous a little bit.
Do you have curtains in your windows?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shag carpet?
Oh, yep.
Dang, that's the love mobile.
Yeah, shag carpet. Could use a little TLC. It's a little shaggy.
Not as shaggy as it used to be.
It's kind of a little worn down, but it's 7:48 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. Here's a woman calling the show.
Hey, lady. Who is it?
Wonderful, wonderful Wilma Cash.
Oh, hey, Wilma Cash.
Hi, Wilma.
First time you're calling with me on the air. Thank you.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you. Girl power, lady. I love it.
Okay, I'll tell you something. I don't know if it's gross or what, but, have you ever burnt your toast?
Yeah.
And then you scrape it off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I don't hear that much, but I did that the other day.
Oh, yeah. It's easy to do.
Oh, yeah. I just scraped it off, and it gets brown again.
Yeah.
Light brown.
Just take it over the garbage with a butter knife, make that noise, and it's good to go.
I got it all over the floor and all over me.
Call the dog.
Oh, no, my dog, he's gone. He's sitting over, he's in I urn up on my, what am I?
Where you keep
you
your
got
urns.
him on a shelf.
Where you keep your urns.
On the urn shelf.
Yeah, on my activity center. That's what it is.
There you go. Gotcha. Yeah. Wilma, Cash, where do you live? Do you live close to the station? Are you in town?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she is.
A rock and hit you.
Oh, okay. Well, don't throw a rock at me.
31 in the Housing Authority building.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well, don't throw a rock at me. And thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm glad you called.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day.
Take care. Bye. I was just sitting there thinking.
Ladies in the house.
The point of me showing that copper creeper again was to say that I drove by, while I was creeping around South Elgin yesterday, I drove by good old Bob's house.
Oh, so that's where we were going with that.
That's where I was trying to go with that and never got there. So.
Okay.
10 past 8 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. And let's check in with...
you mean 10 till 8?
What did I say?
10 past. Don't freak people out. You're 20 minutes ahead. People are going to be, oh my God, I'm late to work.
It's 10 minutes past 7:40 right now here at WRMN.
We're getting ready for the solar eclipse. At the next commercial, we're going to have to close the shades.
Yeah, that's true. We're also getting ready for a full moon.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the pictures I posted?
I'm about to show them.
So this morning, as I was leaving my house at like 5:15, my mobile Marriott in the Four Seasons, the moon was enormous. And that color, if you're looking at YouTube, if not, it was so incredibly pink. Like, it was the pinkest moon. It's obviously the pink moon, but it was the pinkest moon I have ever seen. It was gorgeous. And tomorrow night is the full moon. So it's going to be even bigger tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And brighter. Mm-hmm.
Cell phone cameras don't really do the moon justice a lot, you know? I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good, but you wish it was nice and fat, you know?
It was incredible. I walked out and, stopped in my tracks. Was like, what? Oh, my goodness.
Full moon coming this weekend. Watch out. David's on the phone. Daily Dose of David time.
Daily Dose of David, who's going to be on time to work today. I can feel it.
No, he ain't.
It's Friday. 33 years later.
You better see a nerve. You better see a nerve specialist and have a body replacement if you think that.
Oh.
I need a body replacement.
Yeah, you do.
Because I make it easy and say what does work right. Very easy, very simple conversation to say what is working great on my body.
So what is something you ate as a child, and do you still eat it now? Something unusual?
Oh,
I thought that's what you were calling for. Sorry.
So that's the question of the day?
That is the cue of the day.
As this one guy I work with will say, I'll think about it, get back to you. No, literally, I will.
Okay, perfect.
Did you hear that Gail King is blasting off to space?
I did hear. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Yep, that Oprah's friend is going to space.
I totally missed that, so.
Oh, that's okay.
Well.
But yeah, we talked about it last week.
Okay, so is Jake in the house today?
No.
Next week, possibly.
Yeah.
We got to find a time.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have a lot of suffering to do that he didn't get to hear me calling, but, no pain, no gain, right?
There we go. Well, you have a great day, and thanks for calling.
I'll talk to you later, probably, or have a nice weekend.
All right,
David. All right, bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Jake's was saying, I was thinking about not coming back to the radio station anymore, but I miss David so much that I really have to come back. So, David, you're the inspiration behind the comeback of Jake's.
We could probably just give Jake's David's phone number, and they could stay in touch all the time.
Sure, Jake's would be calling him all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. 7:54 here at WRMN. We got Mean Gene one more time. Hey, Mean Gene, welcome back.
What's up, Mean Gene?
If I could get my selection in real quick, something I ate years ago that I don't do it. Haven't did it in probably 2 years since I've been on the radio. Potted meat and crackers.
The potted meat, that little bitty can.
Yep.
What kind of meat is in that potted meat?
I have no idea. I don't even want to know.
Don't read it. I've always seen that on the shelf, and I was afraid of it.
If you ever watch a movie called Sling Blade, they tell the kids what's in there. I don't want to know, but and something I would never eat is they call it what do they call that? It's a lunch meat. It's
head cheese.
Hog head cheese.
Head cheese. I've worked in a deli for 17 years. I know exactly. It's very vinegary.
And where did you work at?
I worked at the Jewels in Glendale Heights for 30 years, and then I was in West Dundee for 4.
Okay, and you said the what?
The Jewels.
Okay.
She did that on purpose.
I got a friend of mine. He worked at Jewel, and I worked at Dominic's.
Oh, you were a Dominic's guy. What Jewel did your friend work at?
He worked at the one on Liberty in Elgin.
Okay.
When it was right next to our baseball fields. But don't ever pronounce Jewel with an S.
Oh, I always do it joking around because,
I used to do it, and he told me, he would say, so you work at Dominic, huh? Because you pronounce Dominic's with an S.
Well, everybody puts, it's not Aldi's, it's Aldi. It's Meyer, not Myers. So for whatever reason, everybody puts an S at the end of the grocery stores.
Yeah.
His name was Mark Termini. He's still around. He's a good friend of mine. We went to
Hi, Mark Termini. East
Side. Pride.
We went to Elgin High School together, and I want to say hi to him. But just wanted to put my little dib in potted meat.
All right. Well, there's potted meat for Mean Gene.
Yeah. Thanks, Mean Gene.
Thank you very much for the second call.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Mean Gene checking in. Yeah, I might go to Menard this weekend. Maybe stop over at Sam Club.
And the Home Depot.
The Home Depot.
The D-pot.
Yeah.
Not the meat pot.
7:56 here at WRMN, AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. We only have about 2 minutes until the top of the hour, but I know you saw one story that was super sad.
Yeah, and I just feel like I'm going to read it real quick. It'll only take a minute, but I just want everybody, this hurts my heart. So there's a death investigation underway after an off-duty Chicago police officer died at the 18th District Police Station on the near north side early Thursday morning. The Chicago Police Department confirmed that they are mourning the tragic loss of an officer within the 18th District Station. CPD released the following statement. Our officers are human, and we cannot forget that they face the same challenges as everyone else while balancing the difficulties that come with being a police officer. We ask the public to keep this officer's family and her fellow officers in your prayers as we grieve this unimaginable loss. A police department source confirms it appears that the officer died by suicide, but they're still investigating. So apparently she walked into the station and took her own life. Don't know what she was going through, but please, please remember police officers are human. They have families. This just really broke my heart. And from what I understood, she was kind of young. So please just remember that they're human and pray for their family because this is just tragic.
Yeah.
So...
we've had sadness in St. Charles this week, too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we got that story to tackle as Jordan Laskowski, 14 years old, and his 12-year-old sister, Riley, thrown from a vehicle during a serious crash last Friday on Interstate 65 near Lebanon, Indiana. Jordan died. I think Riley might be okay in the long run, but we have some information about the funeral and the service coming up this weekend I can share with you in the next hour. Some other news stories around the corner, too, and more of your phone calls. It is an open phone frenzy on a Friday on the way. And we'll have some sports talk with Tim Calderwood coming up at 8:40 this morning. Chief Anna Lally and her show, Fridays with the Finest, 9 until 9:30. And then Steve Thorne's in the house with the Senior Community Spotlight Show from 9:30 until 10. It's all on the way on a fabulous Friday.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 8 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Prevnar. The latest Naperville Police Department arrest report has been released, including incidents involving a 45-year-old man from Mendota charged with improper turn and driving on a suspended license, and a 23-year-old woman from Shorewood arrested on an unspecified warrant. In Naperville, a decision regarding the city's energy future is causing significant debate. The Public Utilities Advisory Board has narrowly voted 4-3 to recommend renewing their contract with the Illinois Municipal Energy Agency. The 20-year extension keeps Naperville tied to the coal-heavy electricity provider despite environmental concerns. However, the decision is not final. Naperville City Council will make the ultimate call. The Indian Prairie School District 204 School Board has greenlit a 3.9% salary increase for administrative and non-bargaining employees for the next school year. This comes as part of the board's most recent school board decision. Employees benefiting from the raise include registered nurses, occupational therapists, administrative assistants, and various tech and HR support staff. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-894-3737. That's 800-894-3737.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum.
This is Alan Walters reporting the Elgin news from April 10th, 1925. Recovers stolen hat. Girl promises to pay. Police Lieutenant Louis Freeman proved his worth as a detective yesterday when complaints that a shoplifter had stolen a hat from a millinery shop were received at the police station. With only a slight description of the young woman, the police lieutenant apprehended her in an hour and a half's time. The girl was allowed to leave her wristwatch with the millinery store proprietor as a surety that she would pay for the stolen hat. In other news, members of the Elgin Fire Department have answered over 60 alarms for grass fires since March 24th, the last rain. Last night's showers are believed to have dampened weeds, earth, and grass sufficiently to prevent any such repetition in number of grass fires. On some days, the department has responded to as many as 7 alarms for grass fires, which were endangering property. Hardly a day has gone by since March 24th when the firefighters haven't been called at least once for grass fires. Last night's rain will help some, Fire Marshal Elmer Henryson stated. The epidemic of grass fires ought to be lessened considerably by the rainfall. Also, 5 alleged speeders were arrested by motorcycle officer Fred Buckhahn yesterday and today. All paid $5 fines.
Elgin 100 Years Ago is a presentation of the Elgin History Museum. Be sure to visit the museum located at 360 Park Street in Elgin, open Wednesday through Saturdays 11 to 4. You can also listen to Elgin 100 Years Ago at www.elginhistory.org.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 52. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 33. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 60. Looking ahead to Sunday, a slight chance of rain showers in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy with a high near 67. Currently, it is 33 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway. Oh no, he's got a clipboard. What do we do? Get down. Down? On the floor, you... Shoot, did he see us? Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Chicago defense attorney Mark Schieblo has co-authored the book titled DUI Jury Trial, which is a true story of a DUI case that he defended. The accused was an Illinois truck driver arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. This book contains facts about the case from the date of the arrest up to the jury's verdict, and this nonfiction novel also includes the transcripts from the jury trial itself. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Theriault Booth, a leading local law firm, is located on the beautiful Fox River in downtown St. Charles. Here's Ryan Theriault.
For better or worse, there are just times people need a lawyer. Whether you are involved in a work injury, in an automobile crash, selling a home, or even planning for your estate after your passing, we're here. We're local. We're part of the community.
For more information, visit them on the web at tbfirm.com or give them a call at 630-526-4242.
The coffee's hot, the mics are on, and Fox River Valley is wide awake. It's the WRMN Morning Show with Marky B and Suzie C. News, nonsense, and everything in between. Marky keeps it sharp, Suzie keeps it real, and you never know what's coming next. So grab your coffee, crank up the volume, and let's do this.
Friday.
Ooh, you're excited it's Friday.
I'm really thrilled.
Are you working for the weekend?
I am. Just like Loverboy. 8:07 here on this fabulous Friday morning. We got a little chilliness outside. I think it feels good. You think it's cold?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm really tired. I'm cold. So I'm already cold, and then I ran outside, and now I'm freezing.
When you get tired, does fatigue bring on more of a chill? Because I think I get that way too.
Oh, yeah. When I'm overtired, I am absolutely freezing. So I'm a little overtired today, so I'm a bit chilly.
Yeah. 39.
Catch me with my hands in my sleeves. People always comment on that. I'm like, just keeping my hands warm.
Right. 39 degrees, winds out of the north at 7. For the day, sunshine pretty much for the entire weekend. Maybe a shower on Sunday, but I think we'll have some sunshine maybe on Sunday too. But today, 53, 60 by tomorrow. Nice day tomorrow on a Saturday. And then Sunday, a slight chance of a shower. Mostly cloudy with a high of 67. 62 for next Monday with a slight chance of a shower. 8:07 here at WRMN. AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Thanks for all the great comments coming in all morning long.
Oh, yeah. We've had some great, who was it that said they used to eat, or maybe they still do, noodles with sour cream? I'm trying to find who that was.
Not a big sour cream fan.
See, I am on like Mexican dishes, but I think noodles and sour cream would be delicious. But just a little sour cream. You know, not like a big honkin', just enough for flavor.
8:08 here at WRMN. Northwest West says, keep the copper creeper away from parks. You are going to scare the families.
Yes, it's possible.
I don't know. How can this vehicle scare you?
I think it's the outfit you're going to wear to the pickleball court in the copper creeper.
I got to get me that stuff now. I got to be orange and white. The orange headband's going to be key. And the white and orange socks.
That was Atulo that said he ate noodles with sour cream. Sorry,
really?
I didn't want to,
Antulo, the construction man.
Antulo.
Checking in. 8:09 here at WRMN. Sarah Johnson checks in, says, good morning. What a great way to start the day. Marky B and Suzie C.
Thank you, Sarah Johnson.
Keeping things fun and making us smile. So Trucker Dennis about to leave on a road trip.
Mm-hmm.
And he's heading down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and then into Florida. So have a great trip. Trucker Dennis. 8:09 here at WRMN. I mentioned before the top of the hour break, you mentioned the sadness of the police suicide, the officer suicide.
Yeah, I just felt like we had to bring that up and just pay our respects because that's really, really sad.
Yeah, and we had the story that we read earlier this week about the family coming back from spring break in Florida. Jordan Laskowski, 14 years old, his 12-year-old sister Riley, thrown from a vehicle during a serious crash a week ago today. Little did they know last Friday morning when they got up that their lives would change, and for Jordan it would come to an end. Interstate 65 near Lebanon, Indiana. Both children taken to Indianapolis Hospital. Jordan pronounced dead. Riley remains hospitalized. And Jordan's grandmother and another sister, Gracie, were also in the vehicle. Both did not have physical injuries. Jordan played baseball, basketball. He was at he got into football at Thompson Middle School, and he was looking forward to trying to play for the St. Charles East High School football team. A viewing will be held from 1 to 6 on Sunday at the Lord of Life Church at 40 West 605 Route 38, which is in Elgin. And a service will be held at 6 o'clock on Sunday night. That's a Sunday at the Lord of Life Church, Route 38 in Elgin. So very sad. The family's encouraging Jordan's friends and everyone who loved him to make posters and bring pictures and wear Lakers, Cubs, and Cowboys gear.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And you know what the lesson there is? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Be kind. Tell the people you love them, and just be a good human because today could be your last.
You never know. Just never know. We always talk about the crazy, ironic circumstances.
Yep.
And being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know what circumstances surrounded that crash.
Yeah.
But, I mean, had they stopped for gas 5 minutes sooner?
Yeah.
It would have never happened, And, so you wonder, like, in the car, where they like, hey, we're trying to get to the next exit. Just craziness that causes you to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yep.
8:11 here at WRMN. Teenagers, speaking of teenagers, you hear about this Stowaway story with JetBlue Airlines?
Yeah, wasn't that like in January or something? And they had to investigate?
Yeah. January 6th.
Yeah.
January 6th. Teenagers were discovered on January 6th, and they were dead in the landing gear compartment of a JetBlue plane. They were found during a routine post-flight maintenance inspection after Flight 1801, which departed from New York's JFK Airport at 7:49 p.m. on the 6th of January, landed at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport just after 11 p.m. According to reporting by NBC News, the aircraft also made a stop in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic on January the 5th. So far, no indication of how the pair were able to breach security and get into the plane's landing gear, which aviation expert John Gagliano told CBS News is among the deadliest spots on an aircraft for anyone attempting to stow away.
Yeah.
It's very loud. It's very cold. There's no air to breathe. That's not going to let you live long.
No.
With that combination of circumstances.
No, that's so sad.
The discovery of the two teens came just a week after a body was discovered in the wheel well of a United Airlines flight traveling from Chicago to Maui. In a statement from the airline, officials said the location where the body was found was only accessible from the outside of the aircraft, and it was unclear how the deceased got there. So, are these kids just trying to get a free flight?
Yeah,
I guess so, right?
The two teens, were they from the Dominican? I don't think it said where they were from, did it?
No.
So maybe they were, and they were trying to get out, get here.
Well, I think they were leaving. Maybe it's the original flight departed from New York's JFK Airport.
Okay.
So maybe they were from New York.
Okay, because it did say it stopped in the Dominican, and
yeah.
So I don't know, but people don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Pay for a ticket. It's not going to end well.
Not a good scenario for you. Meanwhile, in remains news, skeletal remains found last weekend at Cook County Forest Preserve near Wheeling haven't yet been identified. Discovery reported to police about 7:35 last Sunday remains found on the west side of the Des Plaines River at Dam No. 1 Woods West near Hintz Road and Milwaukee Avenue. Cook County Medical Examiner's Office trying to determine how the person died. No other details were immediately available. But, it's becoming, I guess, easier to identify remains.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes some of these remains, as a story you sent me earlier this week, could be 50-plus years.
Yeah.
Human remains found near Garnett, Kansas in 1973 have been positively identified more than 50 years later. The remains were determined to belong to a teenager from Kansas City who had disappeared in 1972. During an autopsy in 73, the coroner ruled the victim's manner of death a homicide due to signs of trauma. It was determined the victim was around 20 years old and believed to have brown hair and a slender build. The KBI, Kansas Bureau of Investigation, said over the years many attempts were made to identify the remains and learn what happened to the victim. In 2024, the DNA was extracted from the remains so that a DNA profile could be utilized for forensic genetic genealogy testing. I've heard more. We saw an episode, one of those weird episodes that we watch every night on TV. Talked about genetic genealogy testing the other night. And with the advent of this, I think we're going to be able to identify more and more people that maybe there still remains from like the 1970s, 1980s, 40, 50 years later.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to know how they figured he was of slender build. Because I'm assuming whatever clothes he had on were just probably from 50 years of being in the elements gone. And so you found remains, bones.
Yeah.
So how do you tell that these are the things that fascinate? These are the things that go through my head.
Maybe just the bone structure?
Maybe. I don't know. I thought bones were bones. There's not I've been called big boned.
Fat bones and skinny bones?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Bones
Maybe.
are bones?
I don't know. Interesting. If somebody knows, text us in at 505-926-1410 or give us a quick call at 847-931-1410. How would they know he was of slender build when you just had remains?
Jimmy Allen Dollison was his name. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation said Dollison had been living in Kansas City, Kansas when he disappeared sometime November of 1972 when he was 16 years old.
Wow.
And here we are 50-plus years later. And they finally identified him. It's 8:17 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Going over a few news stories for you. On this Friday, we have a couple of phone calls coming in. Let's check in with the commander, Mark Smith, checking in this morning.
Good morning, Mark Smith.
How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Mark and Sue. How you doing?
Fabulous. Look at you're perky. I like it.
Excellent. I'm back. So I was in Indy for a few days down there doing their canine assessments of the PD teams and the TSA teams. So got that knocked out. Came back yesterday. First meeting of the Civilian Review Board yesterday afternoon.
Oh.
That went well. Yeah. So the inaugural meeting there, we just kind of established some ground rules and, that stuff. The city attorney was in there with us and going over some stuff. But yeah, so just kind of kicked it off. It's not, in full effect yet, but that was the first actual get together. So yeah, looking forward to getting that going. And, the food I wanted to talk about. We ate cottage cheese a lot when I was a kid.
Not a fan.
Cottage cheese.
Did you put fruit in it?
Yeah, no. Yeah, my mom used to give it with, chunked up pineapple, but something I don't continue to this day.
Oh, yeah, no. I tried to give it to my baby, my first kid. I thought, I'm going to be such a good mom and give her, cottage cheese. And I'll never forget, she was probably maybe a year old. And I gave her a spoonful, and she stuck her tongue out, and it all fell off her tongue, and she took her bib and started wiping her tongue. That's how much she couldn't stand it. And I was like, no, eat it. It's really good for you. And she's pointing at me, and I'm like, no, it's not for mommies. It's for babies. Yeah, no, none of my kids.
All good. Well, thanks for mentioning fish fry at the Legion today, 11:30 to 1, and then 4 to 7 for
4 to
dinner.
7, yeah.
I also wanted to say, I heard you were, cold or chilly in there, I think, but with the new sound effects that you both are giving off there, I think if you wore the Dazzled glove, Michael Jackson gloves, it would kind of just go along with it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Commander Mark Smith.
It would go great.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to town, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great weekend. I'm trying to get that Shelby out this weekend out of storage and get it back over to the house so I can get it fired up and ready for cruise season.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Did you have any good barbecue out in Indy?
I didn't. You know what I had? I just had that. I had that Italian street food that one night with my son.
Okay, that looked delicious.
I pretty much hung out in my hotel other than that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling.
Yeah, nice to hear from you,
All
buddy.
right. Have a great show and a great weekend.
You too.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Commander Mark Smith checking in. Elgin American Legion fish fry time on a Friday, 11:30 until 1:30, and then 4
to 7.
Something like that.
4 to 7.
Yeah. 8:20 here at WRMN. In other first shift 411 this morning, David T sends us this. Greater Elgin area Republicans are having a little get-together tomorrow night at the Dutch Inn.
Oh, at the Dutch.
2288 Foothill Road in Elgin. They're trying something new. They want to have just kind of a casual chance for people to hang out and get to know each other a little bit. GEAR, a grassroots social group for Republican voters to network and share ideas. 6 until 9 tomorrow night at a new local spot for them.
I was going to say, the Dutch has been there for quite a while.
Yeah. Drop in, connect, and catch the 7 o'clock soapbox hour. Uh-oh. Your time to...
Your time to shine. Your time to shine.
Make your big political statement. Talk about why you love Donald Trump so much and see how the rest of the people at the bar feel about it.
Yeah. And then when you're done there, come out to Newman's Corner Pub because I'm having my birthday tip donation extravaganza, and I can call it that because it's my birthday, where we donate all the tips. I have guest bartenders. I have Mike Reed, Mary Kay Welson. I have Guy Zambetti. Matt McNeil is coming out.
Yeah.
I've got guest bartenders all night long. Come out, throw all the cash you have at me, and it's all going to be donated to Megan, who needs a new service dog for seizures.
Yes.
There's also a QR code. But yeah, after you're done ranting politically, come on out and lighten up and watch Leaving Scarlet, who are going to be on Dino's Night Out today at like 2:10.
Okay.
They're going to play a little music. Wait till you see the ladies rocking the bass and the guitar. And yeah, so it's going to be a really super fun weekend. So yeah, come on out to Newman's and help support my friend Megan.
A lot of options this weekend for you.
Yep. Megan, if you're listening, good morning, girl.
Morning, Megan. Thanks for listening, and good luck to all involved tomorrow night over at Newman's Corner Pub. 8:22 here at WRMN. Here you mentioned Dino's Night Out. He's on from 2 until 4 today. Regular day of programming today.
Okay.
Regular day of programming. I say that because White Sox baseball.
Yeah, we're not getting interrupted.
Until tonight, the White Sox, and most of the White Sox games during the season will be night games.
Okay.
A lot of the games early in the season, I mean, weekend games are sometimes more in the daytime.
Right.
But most during the week, most baseball games at the major league level are played at night. And tonight, the White Sox are back in town at Rate Field. Was guaranteed Rate Field, but now they're trying to be more cool.
Well, they're not guaranteeing you anything. They could change the rates whenever they want because
Right.
they're no longer guaranteed.
And they can't guarantee victory either.
No, they cannot.
But they can guarantee they'll play tonight against the Boston Red Sox, beginning a series. Cubs are on the road on the West Coast against the LA Dodgers, starting at 9:10 tonight. Sounds like a good time to watch a Cubs game. And 8:20, especially on a Friday night. 8:23 here at WRMN. We got a couple more phone calls coming in. One other thing I want to mention about our programming today.
Yeah.
We got Chief Anna Lally at 9.
Awesome.
9 until 9:30. Steve Thorne's in 9:30 until 10. I think he's got music memories today from 10 until 11. So old school music coming your way.
Awesome.
From the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Matt McNeil kind of has an abbreviated show on Fridays. Out to Lunch starts at 11. And at 12, Bill Pellerinos, Wild Bill I call him.
Wild Bill.
Is in from 12 to 1. And then at 1 o'clock, usually it's What's Cooking Today with Mike Horn. You still might get some of that show today. But the one change in our programming is that we're planning on covering this press conference from St. Charles.
Oh, okay.
And it's at 1 o'clock.
What does Wild Bill do on his show?
Talks about life experiences. And if you've ever seen Wild Bill, you can tell he's had a lot of life experiences.
All right. I'm going to have to tune in and make sure I see Wild Bill.
He's wild and crazy. He's been around the block.
Okay.
And so press conference.
Yeah.
1 o'clock today. Kane County State's Attorney Jamie Mosser will announce the results of her investigation into the May 24th, 2023 officer-involved death of Aurora resident James Moriarty. In addition to remarks, a video of the incident will be shown. This is a press conference, so it's not open to the public, but we're going to carry it right here on WRMN at 1 o'clock. So if you want to watch it, what this has to do with is the death of Hudson, the canine.
Oh, the canine.
I mean, James Moriarty was involved in that. He's the fellow who was killed by police that day.
Yeah.
And they're going to, unveil the results of that investigation, which has almost been 2 years long. That was the day that Hudson died. A lot was made of that. A canine that served the Kane County Sheriff's Department for a long time. It's 8:25. We have about 4 or 5 minutes until we hit the 8:30 break. We have 2 phone calls coming in. Let's take this one from our friend Donald Puckett, who has a lot to do with what's going on at the Dutch Inn tomorrow night.
Oh, hello, Donald Puckett.
Hey, Donald.
How you doing, folks? I just heard that Davey Keys had sent in our flyer for tomorrow night's event.
Yeah.
And I wanted to call in and say hi and emphasize that we're trying to get the Republicans out there, socialize a little bit, and get them more involved.
Are Democrats welcome, too?
Well, they'd be welcome if they'd like to come, but, we don't know how they'll react to it. Sometimes the liberal side is the one that says no to the rest of the family, while the conservative side says, "Come on along, we'll tolerate."
So, is there like a one room that's going to be set aside for this tomorrow night, or
what we're trying to do with this is make it a loose kind of a gathering. Don't think meeting, think gathering.
Gathering, yeah.
We want people to come and socialize and find out more. No pressure. No township meetings, no nothing like that. We want them to relax. If they want to get more involved, we'll funnel them to organizations that will get them more involved and give them the opportunity. But what we're looking for is to inform them, get them to socialize. We're trying to turn low-propensity Republican voters into high-propensity Republican voters once they show up, so we don't get whooped like we did in this consolidated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically, that's a real effort. It's not a meeting. It's a social gathering. We want to do it once a month. Now, you said a new spot. Well, the flyer says a new spot every month.
Okay.
The Dutch is legendary. It's not new.
That's right.
Right.
This whole organization, this effort is a new effort. And we're going to change it from venue to venue each month and hopefully basically gather, socialize, and don't forget to tip your servers.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. All right, Donald. Well, thanks for clarifying it all.
Bringing some wealth to some local institution as well. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. We have a group that goes out to dinner once a month. There's, I think we're up to 17. We usually do it on a Monday or Tuesday night, because those are the slowest nights at a restaurant. And we pick some mom and pop place. We don't go corporate. And, you figure there's all those we do separate checks. And the servers always look at us and I go, trust me, you're going to be tipped very handsomely. And they are. And we're leaving and they're just like, this was great. Thank you. So, yeah, support local, support small.
That's what we'd like to do. But the reason we're doing it on the weekend is because of all our crazy meetings, township, what have you, is during the week. And we have to do business there, and the socialization afterwards is kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
As Republicans, most of us work. Some are retired, but still to get out and socialize them. So that's why we're doing it on the weekends once a month.
Perfect.
We're going to go and do things like a ice cream social. Our township chairman said that sounds like, you're 80 years old, but hey, we want to get out to all the levels of all the community, and we want to do it everywhere, whether we do it as a picnic in a park or something.
And who doesn't like ice cream?
Exactly. Why not?
Yeah. Who poo-pooed the ice cream? They're no longer invited.
Well, we can't just invite him. We love him.
Oh, okay.
He was just riding me for being old-fashioned. But I think we need a little bit more old-fashioned and down-to-earth stuff. So that's what we're doing.
Agreed.
A new thing every month, second Saturday, in the soapbox. Vent. If you've got a speech you want to try out, if you're going to be a candidate and want to try out a stunt speech, try that. So that's where we're at. We just wanted to convey a little bit more and tell you how much we appreciate you guys, and we want to see everybody around.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for
calling.
sharing.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Donald.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Donald Puckett checking in tomorrow night over at the Dutch. If you want to get more involved locally, politically, and you
get on that soapbox,
lean on that Republican side. 1988, 50-year-old singer Dave Prater of the famous duo Sam and Dave was killed in a car accident. Nicknamed the Dynamic Duo, the pair had a volatile relationship, Sam and Dave did, and split up several times. But during their time together, they had some great songs like this one that we'll just barely touch a piece of as we hit into the 8:30 news. Back with some sports talk in about 10 minutes. We might have time for a phone call before that in about 4 minutes. It's the WRMN Morning Show on a Friday. Good morning.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Prevnar. In Naperville, a decision regarding the city's energy future is causing significant debate. The Public Utilities Advisory Board has narrowly voted 4-3 to recommend renewing their contract with the Illinois Municipal Energy Agency. The 20-year extension keeps Naperville tied to the coal-heavy electricity provider despite environmental concerns. However, the decision is not final. Naperville City Council will make the ultimate call. The Indian Prairie School District 204 School Board has greenlit a 3.9% salary increase for administrative and non-bargaining employees for the next school year. This comes as part of the board's most recent school board decision. Employees benefiting from the raise include registered nurses, occupational therapists, administrative assistants, and various tech and HR support staff. The latest Naperville Police Department arrest report has been released, including incidents involving a 45-year-old man from Mendota charged with improper turn and driving on a suspended license, and a 23-year-old woman from Shorewood arrested on an unspecified warrant. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway. Oh no, he's got a clipboard. What do we do? Get down. Down? On the floor, you... Shoot, did he see us? Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 52. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 33. Looking ahead to Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 60. Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 45. Currently, it is 36 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Still here, still talking, still way too awake for this hour. It's the WRMN Morning Show. Let's go.
.834 here at WRMN.
Good morning.
Can we open the drapes back up yet?
Yes.
Okay.
It's moved. We're good.
Okay. I'm going to do that in a
Wait, it's
minute.
over on this side. I'm like, it's over there. So we're good now.
Okay, so I'll do that in just a minute. 8:35 here at WRMN. We're going to talk sports in just a few minutes. And I just saw this story. Well, it was on our agenda. But the Republican gathering tomorrow night at the Dutch Inn.
It's a gathering.
Made me think about this story. President Donald Trump said his administration is taking efforts to withhold federal funding from cities and states with policies that limit local law enforcement from cooperating with federal authorities on some immigration matters. If you have thoughts about that, if you agree with Donald Trump, hell yeah, like the hell yeah guy does, like hell yeah, then maybe you should go to the Dutch Inn tomorrow night and join that group at that gathering. Again, that's 6 o'clock tomorrow night in Elgin at the old good old Dutch Inn. It's a casual environment, and that's what Donald and everybody's trying to do. Just get some more people involved, sharing things that they have in common and getting more people involved and trying to get out the vote in the future. 8:35 here at WRMN. Press conference at 1 o'clock today. We're going to carry that for you here on WRMN. It's going to be in regards to the shooting death of James Moriarty, who was causing trouble back in May of 2023 that led to a standoff at the corner of Randall Road and Fabian Parkway. Unfortunately, that standoff ended in the death of Hudson, the canine from the sheriff's department. I believe that Hudson was not shot by Moriarty. I think he was actually shot by maybe one of the Kane County officers inadvertently in the middle of the whole mess. Yeah. But Moriarty was also shot. The investigation's almost taken 2 years, and it's finally come to a conclusion. And at 1 o'clock today, you can listen to that. After Wild Bill Pellerinos and his show, Life Experiences, from 12 until 1, the press conference is expected to start at 1. We've got a call that you've been asking for.
I have been, and I'm so excited for this call.
It's our friend Raging Richard, who's had quite the week.
Good morning, Raging Richard.
Good morning, you two. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I cannot wait to hear about your whirlwind trip.
Well, I know Friday is a busy day, so would it be better if I call back on Monday?
We got a couple of minutes now.
Yeah, we got time for you.
Yeah.
Well, it was a fantastic day. I mean, it was hard to believe how much they did for the veterans and the people who contributed their time. Most of them weren't ever veterans to helping everybody.
I'm just going to cut you off for half a second. So for anybody that wasn't listening the other day, when Richard called in, he was going on the honor flight on Wednesday, correct?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, so he was chosen to go on the honor flight to Washington, D.C. and back, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, now you go. I want to get everybody up to speed in case somebody wasn't listening. So please tell me all about it.
You know, it was a great flight out there, and, the plane, obviously it's a new plane, a 737 MAX 8.
Ooh.
And
yeah, I love those planes.
Yeah, it was very fast. I mean, they said, I looked online, it said 2 hours and 5 minutes. It took about an hour and a half.
Oh.
Really?
You had a good tailwind.
That's what I was just going to say. You must have caught a good tailwind. So and there was 6 buses of us old farts. And,
yeah.
And every bus went by. They gave you a lanyard when you got on in the morning, and each one had a color on them. And your bus was by the color of your lanyard. And I was purple, so I was in the last bus.
You were on the last bus, the purple bus.
Mm-hmm.
That's because Z is always the best.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And we had a police escort all the way there, and they blocked off every intersection, so we never had to stop.
You guys were royalty.
Oh, It was. It's hard to believe. It was such a good day, and then the driver would announce. He said, "Okay, we got a couple of the officers flying by us to catch up to us again because they were blocking the intersection." Then when all the buses got through, then the two of them would fly ahead and get up with the other people so they could block some more intersections. And it was just a great day.
Oh, I'm so glad. I was so looking forward to hearing from you. And so you had to be at Midway at what, 4:30 in the morning?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. You got on the plane. Did they give you some food or anything on the plane on the way there?
No, not there. No.
Okay.
Well, when we got to the airport, we got food.
Oh, good. Okay, and then you flew to D.C. You took the bus.
We got a donut. We got a donut and a cup of coffee. And then while I'm sitting there eating that, they handed me a bag full of stuff, and it was a fantastic sausage cheese sandwich, hot.
Oh,
there you go.
It was very good. And then I looked, and there's another one. I couldn't even eat the second one in there. And there was a banana and a cookie.
Wow, they hooked you up.
Yeah.
So
then we got 3 meals during the day.
Okay.
Next day.
And then you flew to D.C., you got on the bus, and where did you go on the buses?
We hit all the memorials.
Okay.
Nice.
We'd go from one, and we'd stay there for anywhere from 20 minutes to 45 minutes, and then we'd get back on the bus and go hit the next one and drive around and hit the next one, and it was really fantastic.
Oh, I'm so happy because I have been waiting to hear from you, and I'm glad when I have a friend who's going in a couple of weeks. So that's going to be very exciting for him. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your story.
And there was one World War II veteran.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
He was like 97 years old. 2 Korean veterans and 100 Vietnam vets.
Really?
That's amazing.
And 3 of those Vietnam vets were the World War II's sons.
Oh, really? That's incredible.
They took the flight together.
Oh,
nice.
What memories?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was a great day.
Well, good. I'm so glad you enjoyed, and thank you for remembering to call in to tell me because, like I said, I've been looking forward to it. So I appreciate you very much calling in.
It was a great day, even though it was a long day. I got up at 2:15 and got home at 11 o'clock that night. So,
yeah. Were you able to snooze on the airplane at all, though?
No, I didn't. There was always people to talk to and things to do, and I met so many nice people that I was sitting next to, and they liked my jokes, so that always helps.
They did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Must be an old person thing. Must be an old veteran thing.
It's all old farts.
Yeah, right.
I told him about the kidnapping at school, and he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." Then they woke her up.
Ah, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
There you go. Well, thank you for calling, Raging Richard. We appreciate that, and I'm glad it kind of brings your service career to like a full circle, doesn't it, to be able to go on that honor flight?
And then when we came home at the end of the day, and I got off at the airport, well, I knew Sandy was going to be there, but my entire family was there, and when I saw them all, I started crying.
Oh,
no kidding.
I'm going to cry for you. Seriously, I'm like tearing up thinking about it. How great was that?
It was fantastic.
No.
Yeah. Well, great, man. Well, thank you for calling and telling us about it.
I know you got a busy day.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, though, Raging Richard. Thanks for all you've done.
Thanks, Richard. Call in again soon.
Need any more good jokes? I got a bunch.
All right, call it.
Save them for Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, buddy.
All right, bye, hon. Have a great day.
Take care.
Thank you.
Raging Richard and Sweet Sandy.
How cool was that?
Yeah. What a day for Raging Richard and all the memories and things and stories he got to share with all of his fellow veterans that day as they went on Washington, D.C. So 8:43 here at WRMN on this Friday morning. Switching gears to sports now. We have Tim Calderwood, who probably wasn't 100% disappointed to not be on the show last Friday when we had Tom Skilling on because he had something, well, maybe better to do.
Oh.
Like go to Wrigleyville and get ready for the Cubs home opener last Friday. Welcome to the show, Tim.
Good morning.
Good morning, crew. How are you guys doing?
Fabulous. Fabulous. How about you?
Yeah, how about you?
I'm doing all right. And let me tell you, there is nothing better than the home opener for the Cubs. I just got to say, I know it's cold and miserable, but you get down there bright and early, you hang out, you never know who you're going to run into. I think I sent you a picture, Mark, with myself and Jed Hoyer.
Yeah.
And then you get to go in and join all the pomp and circumstance of the big ceremony. There was a flyover, a giant American flag. And you're like, all right, this is kind of, even though it's cold, finally the official start of summer.
Right. Yeah. And just the whole feel of Wrigleyville and all of the tradition that surrounds opening day kind of puts some chills through your spine, even though you don't need any chills through your spine because it's already cold outside.
Ain't that the truth? And they actually had all their Hall of Famers were there for that game as well. So Ryan Sandberg, Lee Smith, Billy Williams.
I saw that.
Yeah, those guys, yeah.
And did you? So then the game started eventually, and did you? And the Cubs actually won on opening day, 3-1, I believe was the final score, and it was 2 out of 3 against San Diego over the weekend, and 2 out of 3 against Texas Monday through Wednesday. So a successful homestand, 4-2 against 2 very good teams, San Diego and Texas, after a road trip against some very good teams, except for Oakland. But at least the Cubs did what they had to do, and they beat up on Oakland 3 straight games. I guess they're called Sacramento now. I don't know. But so the Cubs are off to a 9-6 start. So 15 games in against a very tough schedule. Hard to complain about the way the Cubs have started the season, right, Tim?
So the schedule is only going to get harder. They have the Dodgers now. They're going to go through the complete National League West, basically, for the month of April, which I was telling some of my friends that I talk to regularly. I'd rather see the National League West now than when you need it in August or July, for example. But the honest answer is I don't know how you feel, Mark, but I'm trying to temper my expectations because I really have the feeling like this potentially can be a very, very good team. But I'm trying to keep telling myself in the back of my head that, hey, they could also beat the Cubs. So I don't want to get too excited with what I've seen so far because there are still some glaring weaknesses on this ball club, but they're definitely starting out strong. And as we've seen in the past, though, they're a team that has a tendency to kind of fade down the stretch. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year. But like I said, I'm definitely excited based off of what I've seen from this ball club so far.
One of the things that excites me the most that I've seen about the team so far is their competitiveness in every at bat. They don't swing at a lot of crazy pitches. Pete Crow Armstrong still swings a lot at pitches he shouldn't swing at probably, and I think Dansby Swanson is a little more undisciplined than he should be at the plate. But for the most part, those guys really hang in there. Their work counts deep. And so the combination of that, working counts deep, being patient at the plate, and running the bases so well is what really impresses me. They take the extra base. They aren't a team full of speed demons, yet they lead the National League in stolen bases because they steal at the right times, and they seem to be adopting maybe just some smart baseball that they've learned from Craig Counsell. Would that be accurate?
I think that's the case. I hope that's the case. What are they, like 23 out of 24 in stolen bases or something? They've only been caught once, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Dansby Swanson's actually off to a really good start, and he's swinging a torpedo bat. I don't know how much conversation there's been about that, but of course the Yankees hit a ton of home runs with the torpedo bat, which is a bat that has essentially been, I wouldn't say doctored, but it's been molded a little bit. It's legal according to Major League Baseball, so that the sweet spot of where you hit the ball consistently based off of analytics has a bigger barrel. So it's not like you're getting hit on the hands and jammed all the time if you consistently hit that spot when you're swinging. So they've moved the label and kind of pushed the barrel a little bit in some places. So Dansby Swanson is swinging one of those. If he can stay healthy, that's the big question mark for him, I suppose. I think he's kind of the wild card to this team. And I think we've seen now what Kyle Tucker brings to the table, so much so that I was reading today that there's actually been some conversations between Tucker and the Cubs about an extension, which would be awesome if they can pull that together.
Yeah. Yeah, Tucker's been very good so far, and so that's been refreshing to see. He doesn't swing at a lot of bad pitches for a guy that's a home run hitter. Ian Happ played his 1,000th game for the Cubs, and sometimes I've been an Ian Happ critic over the years, but I think he's really settled into who he is as a ball player. Good, solid left fielder, pretty solid hitter. I don't think he's ever going to be, super all-star Hall of Fame type candidate, but he's a good player for that team, and you can tell he really cares and likes to be a Cub.
Yeah, I think that describes him pretty well, and he's got a good glove.
Yeah.
I think the plan, honestly, is with him in the leadoff spot to wait for Pete Crow Armstrong to kind of figure things out a little bit, and then PCA can take over in the leadoff spot because he's much more of a natural leadoff hitter.
Right.
But, I mean, Ian Happ fills the mold right now. Yeah, he's getting on base. He can drive in runs when he needs to, and he runs pretty well. So, like I said, I'm trying to tamper my expectations a little bit because I really, really feel like this team is very good, and I want to keep telling myself that, especially when you look at like the bullpen, and I saw it on opening day firsthand. Ryan Presley, every time he comes out, is going to be an adventure, that's for sure. But then you got Porter Hodge in front of him, who's throwing 100 miles an hour. So there is kind of that difference between the two, almost a Jekyll and Hyde, because you're talking about 100 miles an hour, and then the fastball of Presley is only at about 92, 93. So big difference there. But, this is a team that's constructed and performing really well to start the year against some tough competition, as you said. And, I'd rather be 9-6 than 6-9, or rather than the White Sox, who are, 2-10?
2-10,
like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube right now, at WRMN Radio on YouTube, I'm showing the picture that you sent me last week, Tim. So that's you and Jed Hoyer, right, in one of the pictures?
That is, yes.
Yeah.
So we got off the train and walked into the sports corner, which is one of the facilities around Wrigley Field, one of the bars, and there was a live remote going on, and Jed Hoyer stopped in, and we were like, whoa, hold on. So that was kind of cool. And like I said, you never know who you're going to run into in Wrigleyville on opening day. I've been at other facilities where Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins has stopped by. I saw a live set from the band Guster one time on opening day. And it's just there's just a vibe around Wrigleyville. Everybody's excited. And, the bars don't usually open at 7, 8 in the morning like they do on opening day, which is cool. And like I said, there's just crowds everywhere. There's a buzz, and it's a fun time to be around Wrigley.
Mm-hmm. Now the Cubs hit the road to take on the Dodgers for over the weekend in Los Angeles. That's going to be tough for sure. The one picture that I showed of you, Tim, by the way, with Jed Hoyer, appears to have you wearing one of those newfangled Cubs jerseys. Did you buy? I love those jerseys, by the way. They were wearing those on Saturday, I think.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
The light blue jerseys, I love the hats that they're wearing with those jerseys.
Mm-hmm. Kind of an old school vibe.
It's pretty cool, that baby blue color, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a Kyle Tucker baby blue jersey, actually. And what you're talking about is the new City Connect jerseys. So Major League Baseball wants teams to change their City Connect jerseys every 3 years. So if you remember, the Cubs used to have those kind of darker blue jerseys that said Wrigleyville in that light blue color, which was more of an homage to the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Chicago Blues. That's what they're going for, especially with that hat that they have with the Cubby Bear playing a guitar, and kind of the logo is a little guitar picky. I really like the look. And I think teams are coming out with some pretty catchy secondary jerseys these days. I know there was a lot of pushback initially to the City Connects, and they only rolled them out every couple of years. But the ones that are coming out that are now the second runs are in some cases better than the first runs, especially, like I said, in the Cubs regard.
8:52 here at WRMN. Suzie C is going to let the detectives in. They're coming in for Fridays with the Finest in just a couple of minutes. So I pulled up the, just for the heck of it, even though they don't mean too much early in the season, Tim, we got about a minute and a half here. Early Major League Baseball standings. And I'm trying to see what stands out. Obviously, the National League West stands out. San Diego's a pretty good team. They're 10-3. I don't know a whole lot about the San Francisco Giants, but they're off to a 9-3 start. Dodgers 10-4. It looks like the National League West certainly is the class of the National League so far this season.
Well, I mean, that's going to be the case with the Dodgers out there anyway, right?
Right.
The Giants have really been the surprise amongst that group, and the thing with the Giants is they made a couple of moves this offseason to get some more help on the pitching side, but there's no one flashy on the offensive end. They've just been executing. I mean, a guy like Mike Yastrzemski the other day ended up with a walk-off home run to help them to a win. San Diego, They were unbeaten, obviously, going into Wrigley last week, and there's a lot of talk about whether they're a team that's going to be a buyer or a seller because they don't really know what they want to do, if they want to be a major market team or a mid-market team. In fact, Dylan Cease's name got thrown around a ton this offseason, the former White Sox pitcher. But we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, well, it's April the 11th. Boomers baseball just a few weeks away. Maybe we'll get an updated Boomers report from you next Friday. And appreciate the time, Tim Calderwood. Thanks, as always, for joining us here on the show.
Always a pleasure, guys. Be good.
Take care, buddy.
Have a good weekend.
About 30 seconds left here, Susie C. You got your quote of the day for us?
I have it right here. I should have popped it up, but I was worried about getting the detectives in. And the quote of the day is, you don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe, trust, let go, and see what happens.
There you go. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too, and let's do it again Monday.
Yeah, we will, and good luck Saturday night.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I hope to raise lots of money. Come see me, Newman's Corner Pub.
Fridays with the Finest is next.
I'm Sean Kernan, brought to you by Prevnar. In Naperville, a decision regarding the city's energy future is causing significant debate. The Public Utilities Advisory Board has narrowly voted 4-3 to recommend renewing their contract with the Illinois Municipal Energy Agency. The 20-year extension keeps Naperville tied to the coal-heavy electricity provider despite environmental concerns. However, the decision is not final. Naperville City Council will make the ultimate call. The Indian Prairie School District 204 School Board has greenlit a 3.9% salary increase for administrative and non-bargaining employees for the next school year. This comes as part of the board's most recent school board decision. Employees benefiting from the raise include registered nurses, occupational therapists, administrative assistants, and various tech and HR support staff. The latest Naperville Police Department arrest report has been released, including incidents involving a 45-year-old man from Mendota charged with improper turn and driving on a suspended license, and a 23-year-old woman from Shorewood arrested on an unspecified warrant. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway. Oh no, he's got a clipboard. What do we do? Get down. Down? On the floor, you... Shoot, did he see us? Why are you breathing so loud?
Home ownership isn't easy, but with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, shopping for home insurance is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Rangers beat the Cubs 6-2 on Wednesday. Shota Imanaga suffered the loss. He allowed 5 runs on 7 hits over 5 innings. The Guardians nipped the White Sox 3-2. Chicago's 2-9. 0-5 away from home. The White Sox had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 9th when Miguel Vargas singled, bringing Jacob Amaya across the plate. Then Mike Tauchman looked like he was going to tie it, but appeared to injure himself while rounding third. Big win for the Bulls last night, 119, 111 the final. At home against the Miami Heat, triple-double for Josh Giddey, 28 points, 16 rebounds, and 11 assists. Chicago's 9th in the Eastern Conference. Last night's result moved them a game ahead of Miami in the East. They also pulled within a half game of Atlanta for the 8th seed. The regular season wraps up Sunday with the play-in round starting next Tuesday. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Springfest at Lowe's means can't miss savings for your home and lawn. Right now, buy 3 bags, get 3 free on Miracle-Gro 3/4 cubic foot all-purpose garden soil. Plus, buy 2, get 1 free on select exterior paint and stain via mail-in rebate. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. While supplies last, selection varies by location. See rebate form for complete list of eligible products. Offer excludes clearance and mist tints and can't be combined with any other offer, promotion, discount, or coupon.
Now at Verizon, we have some big big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 52. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 33. Looking ahead to Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 60. Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 45. Currently, it is 36 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 9 o'clock.
The Elgin Police Department is dedicated to working in partnership with the community to promote safety and enhance the quality of life by serving with professionalism, encouraging open communication, and embracing diversity.
Engaged.
Partnering with our citizens and involved in our community.
Progressive.
Embracing innovative strategies while maintaining proven practices.
Dedicated.
Serving with integrity and professionalism. Elgin became an incorporated city in 1854 and installed its first police marshal, George W. Renwick. Over the years, the title of the head law enforcement officer changed from marshal to chief. And although the role has expanded, one duty has remained consistent: to ensure law and order for the citizens of Elgin.
It's time now for Fridays with the Finest, featuring Elgin's current police chief, Anna Lally, on Elgin's hometown radio station since 1949, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
It is a Friday morning, continuing here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Time for Fridays with the Finest on this Friday, and it's been very busy in recent weeks with a lot of things, important things going on within the Elgin Police Department. And one of the things that we've been covering very closely here on the station for the last few months has been case number one in the cold case investigations, and that's been involving Karen Sheepers. And Chief Anna Lally is here to lead the way. I've been kind of out of touch the last...
MIA.
I've been MIA. So I mean, I've been kind of keeping up. Yeah. But maybe you can fill me in on more of what I've missed over the past 2 weeks. Welcome to your show.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, so welcome back. You decided to come back to your job, I see. So, yeah, that's good.
The fun can only last forever. Well, that fun. This is also fun, of course.
Yes, of course. Yes. Every day.
Yeah.
We are, obviously past couple weeks, a lot has been going on. We've been on the show talking about Karen's case. And so I think everybody is kind of up to date with what's been going on. But, the detectives are here again to kind of just, I think, put that final cap on, in terms of, the show and talking about it. And I know that they're wrapping up some of their podcast episodes too. So, there's, I've been getting a lot of questions about when's the next podcast coming out. I will tell you, the past week I've gotten probably at least one or two people a day ask me about it. And, which is a great thing, because obviously, it does promote, the work that the detectives have done. And I think also, inspires that we are working and thinking about these cases. And it's a priority for the department to ensure that we, try to do the same thing again, which in my mind, there's no doubt that they're going to do it again. It's a given. So,
I think that, as we, the past couple of weeks, people had a lot of time to, talk about things. We had Chaos Divers on the show last week. They zoomed in, which was really great because you get to see the people behind the scenes who actually made it happen, along with our Elgin Fire Department. And I think, it's important that we, give people that time over the past 2 weeks to tell the story and to share their experiences. Because when you're in the middle of it, it's a lot, right? And that's not the appropriate time or place to talk about things. So I think now is. I asked Andrew and Matt to come on again just to see if they want to, kind of wrap up whatever it is that they want to wrap up. And then, to let the community know as they wrap this case up, they are currently thinking about, the next case. And so there's conversations that, we'll be having over this next month and kind of finalizing that and, preparing for the next, the next case. And so, with that, before they talk, I just want to mention a couple things outside of the case.
Yeah.
So our autism event is coming up, which is the 26th, I think. It's Saturday. Is that the 26th? So
yeah, it is.
This is our 5th year, and Tamika from the Autism Hero Project, she is just a firecracker. I love her. She's awesome. Great energy, always positive, and doing amazing things. And so we really do appreciate our partnership with the Autism Hero Project. So if you're around, yes, here it is. So the 5th annual Heroes Unite Autism Acceptance Celebration. So Saturday, April 26th, from 1 to 4 at the Elgin Police Department. I hope we have good weather. I think last year was a little cold. The year before was nice. So come on out. Lots of resources. We're also doing we're showing a video that Autism Heroes Project did with us, and really it's about, bringing this type of awareness to police departments throughout the state of Illinois. So we're going to be showing that documentary too. I think we have 2 times that's going to happen. So everything is on the flyer. Check our Facebook out. We hope to see everyone there. So
I think the weather is going to be nice that day. You know why? Because that same morning is the home run 5K run in downtown Elgin for pads.
Okay.
For pads.
There you
So
go.
we have to have a nice day to run that morning, and it's in the morning. So you could participate in the run and in this event at the same time.
And come on over. Yeah, lots of great things. And so Tamika usually comes on the radio show with me, but she's not able to because she's out of town. So I told her that I'll do her promotion for her. So that was the main thing I want to, it was, knock out, this is wood, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's been a quiet week minus, outside of, normal police work. It was a quiet week, and that was just one thing that I wanted to highlight. So with that, I'm going to give it over to Andrew and Matt.
Yeah, and if you guys don't mind, if anybody has any final thoughts on the case, they could call in, right?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
847-931-1410. We've taken some phone calls throughout the weeks we've aired the podcasts. And again, it's 847-931-1410. Any thoughts about the conclusion of the case and that you might have for the detectives? So, yeah, congratulations again on making it all happen with Karen Sheepers.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a lot of questions that people have about, what happened that night, how did it happen? Those are still things that we're looking into. We have stuff with the coroner, and we have stuff with the vehicle that we're still, waiting on reports. So we don't know that information. I mean, we still want to get those answers for the family. That's the important thing, that we're still looking at. It just takes time.
Yeah, so just so people understand, we basically had our evidence response, our traffic crash team come out. They looked at the body of the car. They're writing a report for us on that. So we have experts looking at the physical, look of the car. We had an expert mechanic from 30 years experience from Toyota come out.
Yeah, Toyota master
go over the
technician.
mechanics of the car. So we're waiting for his report to go through that. So we'll have not only body and information about the car, but mechanical information about the car as well. That will be something that should be helpful for us. And then the coroner's office did, a pathologist. They had a forensic pathologist. They had the forensic odontologist who we met with him again this week. He wanted to go through some more dental records. They have multiple points of confirmation, but he wants to get as many as possible. If we have 5, but he can give us 10, great. We just want to have everything buttoned up with that to identify that it is Karen, which we already have. But they just want to do additional, stuff. So he has the most accurate report possible. They had the coroner's office did their own autopsy on the remains we have, and then they decided that they wanted to go the extra mile and have a forensic anthropologist from Northwestern come out. So she came out and assessed the human remains we have too. So we're just waiting on a lot of those different reports to come in before we can get kind of a full picture of what information we have.
Is the investigation itself now almost about over then, or do you take the reports that you're still waiting on and see what the results of those reports are, and then determine, hey, maybe there's something else here. Maybe there's something else here. We need to push this case a little further. It's not just a done deal that she drove into the water or whatever, right?
We still consider it to be active and an ongoing investigation because we can't definitively say exactly what happened.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that a coroner will do is that they'll rule a cause of death, right? So that's one of the things that we're looking for, you know, from the coroner's office too, to see what the determination can be. I mean, we've never had a case like this where it's been 42 years, you know, so it's different if it happened last week, you know, just because of remains and things like that. You know, our goal still is to be as thorough, you know, as we can, because that's the important thing for Karen's family and then for Karen also. You know, from day one, that was always a goal of ours, is to make sure that we get the answers for the family. And we still want to do that. You know, even after the fact that we found the car, we found her and everything, you know, we still want to be able to get those answers. You know, we may not be able to. I mean, that's just the truth in it, you know, with a case like this. But, you know, that's our goal, to still, you know, be tenacious and make sure that we can go and do those, you know, things that we have to do.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to paint a pretty good picture of what we believe happened.
Yeah.
It's just the coroner's office may not be able to say 100% this is the cause, this is the manner. They may rule it undetermined, which is one of the options they have. And that is not something that's uncommon in police work, even in cases that happened a week ago. Like sometimes there are situations where they just rule a death undetermined.
Yeah.
We won't know that until they finalize their report, but that may be the eventual outcome of this. We just don't know that yet.
Yeah, the other thing to mention, and we had talked, I think, about maybe last week or the week before, you know, the week when we found the car and we found Karen, we still had tips coming into our tip line, you know, so that was important. So over the last couple of weeks, we've gone through those, you know, they come through different forms. We get phone calls, we get emails. Sometimes people email our personal emails at the police department. I should say our work emails. So it's just a matter of going through all those and making sure that we're being thorough with those and contacting people as well, because you just never know, you know, like where a tip comes in. Yeah. The other thing we've been doing is we've been going through those social media comments, whether it's on KS Divers social media or through our police department through the Facebook page, because there are tips that come through there. People may not think they're putting a tip in, but they are, you know, information about that night or about that time frame. Those are all things that we still want to make sure that we're following up on also.
Yeah, we've had several people post in the past something that we go, oh, well, that's actually kind of something we want to find out about, you know. So then we've reached out to those people on Facebook or found out who they are and contacted them, even though they didn't intend to give us a tip. The information they were posting was like, hey, this is something that we would want to talk to you about because it's information that we didn't have before.
Yeah. So is there a way to find out at this point, 42 years later, whether if there was any other like physical, can't think of the right word, like abuse to her body? Like there was any other indication that something else had happened with Karen's body, like before she went into the water? Mm-hmm.
They will look at what we have, just so people understand, is skeletal remains because of the time that's passed. So we have pretty extensive skeletal remains. That's why we had all these people come out and do assessments. So they can look at least structurally, are there structural defects? Is there structural damage to the remains that we have? We're still waiting on the finalization of that, but that's the best they're going to be able to tell us because we don't have other remains beyond skeletal remains. Yeah. So it's not the same as if someone, you know, passed away today. We would have a lot more information based on different things. You know, we could do toxicology, for example. We can't do that because it's skeletal remains. So they should be able to give us a good indication, though, in terms of any large injuries to her prior to going in the river or while she was in the river or whatever the case may be. We don't know that information yet.
Yeah. Was there a way, I mean, one of the things the day that I was down there when the car was pulled out of the water and just kind of hanging out in that area that day for a couple of hours, seeing it all unfold. And then I left the park that day and I drove up around the neighborhood. And it's the first time I had gone to where Karen's house, was it a house or was it
it was a
duplex?
It was a house that was broken
up. It's like a duplex now or something, right? Yeah. So I went up there and that's like quite a few blocks from the river. Mm-hmm. So it almost seemed like to me like if she was coming in even down Duncan Avenue that night on the way back, and I know traffic patterns have changed in the last 40 years, but if she was coming back that night, she would have almost had to have made an effort to go right towards where the river was as opposed to left to where her house was, right?
So we've gotten a few reports, and we've talked to retired officers as well that have told us, back in the day up on North Spring Street, it's now gated right there. It used to be, I guess you describe it as like a brick paver road that would go down there that officers used to patrol. And that would go essentially kind of north and then curve kind of west and go around the river, right around the area of the Slade Avenue boat launch, just a little bit north of the treatment center, I guess, or the pumping station that's up there. And people would tell us that people would go down there and hang out on the river, just maybe take a drive, hang out. It's kind of scenic, I guess, if you would describe it that way. So, we have to take everything into the totality of everything that happened that night. Things that we've learned, about, she got into a fight with Terry on the phone at 9:30. She was there for 7 hours. There was the hula hoop contest. She was one of the last people, if not the last person from her work party to leave. So we take all that into consideration. Maybe she just drove home that night, and maybe she just decided to take an extra drive to cool off. We don't know, but that's one of the things that we, we're looking at, did the car go in the river there? Did it go up maybe north of 90 on Duncan right over there because it was closer? We know that the water was high at that time too. So there's a lot of different factors that we're looking at.
Yeah, down right by Trout Park there too on the south side of 90.
Yeah.
And talking to the divers, and our next podcast episode that comes out Monday, we sat down and interviewed them as well, just to get a perspective from them and us kind of talking about our perspective with them on the boat that day and stuff like that, their background. So that'll come out on Monday. They had told us, a mile and a half would not be uncommon for a vehicle to travel.
Oh, okay.
Because what you would have happen is there's air in all four tires. You would anticipate the passenger compartment is closed, which means there's air inside the vehicle. So even if the vehicle goes into the water, it's going to be able to float. It's not going to sink immediately. Like it will eventually sink, but it still may not settle because that air is going to keep it kind of bobbing under the water, and the current could push it downstream, up to upwards of a mile, maybe a little bit more than a mile. Where we found the car is where we found these other two kind of shells of cars, a big tractor tire, a big piece of like culvert piping. So it seems like that area of the river is a place where a lot of debris just gets deposited into.
Yeah, maybe a collection point because
it drops down lower. It's like 8 feet deep or so.
Yeah.
And then it starts to come back up. And I don't think things are able to come back up that slant because it becomes shallow again. Yeah. So a lot of things were kind of trapped in that one deep part of the river.
Yeah.
So they had said like it's not unheard of for her to go in, even if she were to go in around Duncan Avenue where we had initially kind of thought. It's not quite a mile and a half. It's like maybe a mile and a quarter, just under a mile and a half. That could be realistic in terms of the vehicle over 42 years before it finally settles.
Yeah.
Because the bottom of the river is not very sediment. It's not a lot of sediment. Like the car didn't really sink. It's sitting on the bottom. It's almost like a clay or hard bottom river. So you're not going to have it sink into the water. And if the car went in upside down or right side up, it's still going to float under the water even once it sinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think just, in hearing some of these details now that, they're able to share because their investigation still goes on, to the point of with the coroner. So a lot of times, and this kind of goes back to just in general, if we have something happen where we'll call it a death investigation, right? We don't say it's a homicide, it's a suicide. We can't make that determination. Only the coroner can. So it's either a homicide, a suicide, undetermined, accidental. So that cause and manner is, the coroner. So a lot of times, when we have a case, well, it's a homicide. Well, it's not until the coroner says it is. Now, our experience will tell us based upon what we see, yes, this is potentially, but if you have a person that, has a gunshot wound, that could be a whole host, that could be a suicide, that could be a homicide, that could be accidental, right? So, but in this instance, the undetermined category, that's just truly, they'll be able to say whether or not there's any type of damage to the skeletal remains, which gives you a little bit of an insight into what occurred. But absent that, they're not going to be able to, because 42 years has passed, right? And Andrew said all you have left are just the skeletal remains. And, although, we're trying to put these pieces together about, the layout, what did it look like? People don't realize Elgin has changed a lot, Randall Road, Randall Road used to be 2 lanes, right?
Right.
So, now the expansion to the west of, of the city. So things change. And I think a lot of times people put this case in like today, so how could they get down there? How could they do this? It's like, Well, you have to think a little bit past that, and this is, what they absolutely did, and they did an amazing job of it. Their theory about, because I do get asked this question too, about how did they come up with the theory of the car being in the water? And so maybe you guys answer that.
Yeah.
So,
we always knew that we were going to search bodies of water. It was just a matter of when we wanted to do that. So we knew that she was 100% at PM Bentley's that night. It's been confirmed by multiple sources, and we knew where she lived. So when you take those 2 points, and a reasonable person would assume that she would take one of two different ways to get back, either Duncan or Dundee. Those were the two main routes that we thought would be appropriate, despite the level of intoxication, if anything. There's nothing that says that she was drunk that night, and so we just want to make sure that that's clear. People that we've talked to, friends, family, she was never a big drinker or anything like that. So anybody that thinks, she was just drunk and she went in the river, I would dispute that fact all day long, because nobody has ever said that. So, but when you take those 2 points and you look, there's several bodies of water that are in between those two. The biggest one, when you look on a map, is the Fox River. And then you have all these little bodies of water in between, the one up by Santa's Village. There's some other private ones like along Max McGraw and things like that too. So we always knew that we wanted to do that. It was just a matter of finding the right company that could do that, and then enter Chaos Divers. So retired officer Mike Goff introduced us to them. And I will say this, we wouldn't have found the car without them. I know that everything came up with the fire department three years ago and everything, but without their expertise and their experience to be able to extract the car how they did, I do truly believe, and I know everyone else here shares that too, that we would have lost some of Karen and some of the car as well if we would have just tried to pull it out on our own.
Yeah.
Truly, their expertise and their experience is what made this happen, because, we passed over that spot probably 3 or 4 times, and it was on the 4th time, maybe the 5th time, they just find the perfect sonar image to be able to see that. And that's just how the sonar works, is you could pass over a spot. And Jacob is like, he was the one that's like, I want to go back over that spot again, because we were at the end of the day on Monday. I want to just make sure, because you could just kind of tell his gut was telling him that there was something that was there. So to answer your question, we always knew we were going to do it. It was just a matter of time. We didn't want to do it in January when it was icy and the temperatures weren't good. It was just a matter of, coordinating with Chaos to make sure that, when they could come up and be able to,
safely
and do it safely, that's when it was going to happen.
I think too, and we talked to them about this for our next episode, but people have to understand, we looked at the river as a possibility. The long lake along Max McGraw, we both thought was a very good possibility as well, because it's about 10 feet deep from us talking to them.
And very close to the road.
It's very close in proximity to the roadway. We had identified 4 or 5 private property bodies of water, and we had gone out and we had gotten permission. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. From Plody, from Santa's Village, from Palumbo Trucking Company, from Max McGraw. We were going to do all those sites as well, in addition to the river. When Chaos Divers came up here, they identified like 25 or 27 additional bodies of water on top of that.
Wow.
So they had planned to be here for a full week. And if we had struck out in that section of the river, they were planning on doing north of the dam in Carpentersville and south of the dam in Elgin in the event that she went in somewhere else. Because you also have to start thinking about, okay, it's flooded. Maybe Duncan was completely flooded with water and she gets halfway there and says, I can't go this way, and has to turn around, and now she does need to cross the river.
Yeah.
So we were already talking with them about potentially, if we did the river first, because it was the largest portion, did all these private property bodies on the east side of the river, that they were going to come back another week in the summer, and we were going to do the west side of the river.
Yeah.
So we had 30, 40 different bodies of water we were starting to identify on the east side, and we had not even started to look on the west side.
Yep.
So it was really going to be a really big net of, let's check all these areas. Because if we did all that over a 2-week period and we found nothing, we both felt like, okay, that's a bigger indication to us that maybe foul play is more likely. Maybe there is something else going on, because we've checked all these areas that were never checked before.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of, like, with, when we talk about the cold case unit and finding the right people to be in that unit. So a lot of police work too is human intuition, right? So when you think about, I was just at a conference, or not a conference, just a day thing, talking about technology and policing. And, the Aurora Police Department was there. Some other police departments were there. And we're talking about, Elgin, and I'm, explaining all this technology and the things that we do here and how we're, moving towards artificial intelligence with our report writing and draft 1. And, I think all that stuff is great, right? Technology, especially if you know how to use it, it's an enhancement, it's a complement. But human intuition, the one thing that you can never replace, that in this instance, whether it was Jacob's human intuition, their intuition to say, hey, let's think about maybe she could have possibly gone into a body of water. That's, human knowledge, human intelligence, which is one thing that I absolutely, I've said it many times, what makes a good police officer? Intellect, intelligence, coupled with empathy, coupled with that human side, the emotional side. Because when you get that kind of, which is what you have here, and I did talk about that, that is a huge benefit to, they're thinking about, how could we do it? So they're doing this analytical thinking, they're having these critical thinking, but then they're also, with the family and talking with the family and how to deliver news to a family that they've probably they have been waiting for 42 years. That's not an easy thing to do. And how to do that, because you only have one shot to do it one way. And you don't want to re-traumatize them, and you don't want to give them false hope, and you don't want to. So I think that human intuition, when the divers were last week when they were talking on my show, and he had said that they went over it and then they went back, again, something's drawing him there to his time and experience doing what he does, which we don't do that. None of us here are sonar experts. You might, if you fish, I fish, you look at the little thing, there's a little fish, you're like, oh, this is a good spot to fish. That's the extent of any type of sonar type of capability or ability that I have, right? There's a little fish there. Let's stop here. But I think that is a huge, and just the timing of it. I know that, with the fire department, and we had talked about that, and 3 years ago, but, the question is, 3 years ago, let's say that they did take that out of the water. Right, they would have contacted us, and we would have ran the plate. Well, if they had a plate, right? If the plate comes out with the car, and we would eventually put two and two together. That's not, But I just think the way and the timing and how to do it really ended up in this result.
Yeah, I think it was the best case scenario.
Yes.
Yeah.
As many people involved, because we had the fire department, the towing company, the coroner's office, obviously the chaos divers were huge, us. And other agencies, we had reached out to DNR, we had reached out to East Dundee, West Dundee, all the different places along the river in the event that, hey, we find a car that we can't identify, we need to make sure we know who to notify, because maybe that vehicle is stolen from somewhere, or maybe it's involved in some other incident. So we were trying to check all those boxes, and that's why you do weeks of preparation or months of preparation before you do an operation like this. There was no way that we were going to just say, oh, hey, they're going to come up the 24th, and we'll just go out there and look around. You just can't do it that way. So we talked about it in one of our episodes, too, that it was getting maps from the 80s. It was getting aerial photos from the 80s. It was all these different things that go into preparation to make sure that you're prepared. And I think Matt and I are both of the mind that you prepare to succeed, right? You prepare we are going to find something. And if you go out there for a week and you find nothing, okay, great. That's fine. It is what it is. But if you're not prepared to actually find something, it's kind of like, the chief would know this from, entering rooms or things like that, our SWAT team or officers. You're kind of told when you go into a room to expect that someone's in the room. Yeah. Because otherwise you're going to be surprised and go, oh my God, when you walk in. So you have to have that mindset of someone's going to be in this room, something's going to be in the river. We're going to find something, so that you're not surprised when that actually happens.
Don't have much time left, but we do have one phone call. 847-931-1410. Got to keep it kind of short here. David Tees, but he's joining us here on the show. Hey, Dave.
Hey, guys. Thanks for letting me on really quickly. First of all, Chief, you got a great crew working for you at that police department. You guys did a great job with this whole entire case. I'm going to make it very short and simple. One or two questions, and I'll listen. Really quickly, how do you guys decide what the next cold case is going to be? And being said that, I was wondering, because I had a friend reach out to me who watched this whole thing. They had his nephew was actually, him and his nephew, or his nephew's friend and him both were shot in the head in Elgin in 1986. It's a cold case as of today, and he was wondering if maybe what's the procedure for you guys' next case? Because this is 1986, that'd be 39 years ago.
Yeah.
And I would be running out as the people get older, people die, people move. Is there a consideration? Maybe you guys could look into this for him, because I think the family would like to see closure. And like I said, the procedure is, so how do you pick your next case?
Yeah, I know that case. It's Dunnigan is one of the victims in that case. It's on our website. Yep. It's 86. It's on Spalding Road in the south end of town here. So we do know that case. I know some information about that case. In terms of our next podcast, we are still kind of going through. We got to make sure, because it would more than likely be a homicide case, not a case like this. Like Matt and I have talked, this case is kind of a unicorn in the fact that there was just so much information we felt we could put out. So we just have to evaluate a case that, if it is a homicide and we feel like we can potentially charge it, or there's a likelihood to do that, we would have a lot more holdback information. So we just got to make sure that we select a case that's appropriate for this venue of podcasting, because we are currently looking at other cold cases in the background that we're not publicizing and going through and doing that process. So we're hoping I think we have a couple cases in mind in terms of our next podcast episodes or a podcast season. But I do know that case you're talking about, and that is a case that we have some knowledge about.
All right, thanks, David.
Okay, thanks, guys.
And just to add, add too as well, real quick before we. So first, thank you, David, for the compliment too. And yes, the I always say it, the Elgin Police Department, phenomenal people there, right? Like it is, and I see it every day. Again, we're human, so we're not perfect people because no one is, but absolutely exceptional work. So in terms of picking the next case too, that's a discussion that Andrew and Matt, the cases that they're working in the background. Because that's the question that people are going to say, what about my family? What about my case? So I want the community to know that that consideration is made to touch that case, to look at it, to think about it. And then if we choose to do the highlight of a case of podcast, doesn't necessarily mean that we're not working on the side. So, because I think that was something that we had talked about, and we do have, when we created our policy and I remember having the conversation with them saying, people are going to want to know why we choose these cases. We need to have this criteria. So that's in our policy, right? Yeah. Because that is, so everyone understands that it's not any type of favoritism or because, there's this analysis that does happen. So, but, thank you, David. And yes, we're going to, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We need to expand this unit. I talked to the guys about that, a couple weeks ago. And so there's some things on my end I need to start working on too. But with that, I know we're coming to the end of the show here. So thank you again, Andrew and Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're going to be, they're rock stars. They're probably going to have an agent soon. I don't know. All right. So we'll see. But with that, I hope everyone has a safe weekend. You guys have any last words?
Yeah, just some cases we have are just never going to be something we can put into a podcast. That's just the nature of some of those cases. However, I think we do have some other ones that would be viable for this type of venue, because what we're using this venue for is to say, hey, we need tips. We need information about different things. Some of these cases we just can't do that with, but I think we do have other ones that we hopefully will be able to do that with.
Yeah, thank you for having us again. I mean, truly, it's been kind of a whirlwind, the last few weeks. But, like Andrew said, we are looking at other cases. We can't talk about everything, obviously, because of certain things that could come up down the road if somebody were to get charged in some of these cases. But, we take those all into consideration. But everybody that's listened to the podcast, everyone that supported us, we do truly appreciate it. Yeah. That's how we get our tips. That's how we get the answers for the family. So thank you very much.
Thank you, WRMN, for being the best host possible. So
and we're going to keep the podcast series going. We'll see you guys next Wednesday, right?
Yep. We have a couple episodes left to go here. So
all right.
Thanks
Everyone have a great weekend.
Chief Anna Lally and the detectives, Andrew and Matt, joining us here on Fridays with the Finest. Steve Thorne's around the corner, and the Senior Community Spotlight Show is coming up next.
4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN, a political talk show. WRMN, the talk of the town.
Attention all sports fans. Get the latest issue of the Chicago Sports Journal featuring player profiles, team schedules, ballpark photos, and more. Visit CHISportsjournal.com. Chicago sports fans are raving about the latest issue of the Chicago Sports Journal featuring owner profiles, book reviews, cafe, bar, and restaurant reviews, specials, and more. Pick up your copy of the Chicago Sports Journal at Metro train stations, retail locations throughout Chicagoland, or visit CHISportsjournal.com today.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or trade something? Maybe clean out that attic or basement, or just make a little extra cash? Then don't miss Tradio on Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. Weekdays at 12:30 p.m. Call in to let folks in the Fox River Valley know what you're looking for or what you've got to get rid of. It's easy, it's free, and it's a great way to connect with your community. Call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. If it's got to go, then let us know. Only on Tradio. Here on WRMN AM 1410.
This is the Chef of Love, Chef Jannard, TV host and restaurateur.
My grandparents harvested their land to sell food and share this overflowing bounty with our community. Grandma said, for every yam we pick, we give one away. In the world they cultivated, I love preparing and eating dinner with my family on Sundays. When our resources changed, food assistance programs sustained us. They gave me fuel to start my first culinary business at 16 years old, and inspiration to donate the extra food in my community. Through my life, I've developed an appetite to work with others to ensure everyone has access to the nutritious food we need to thrive. Together, we can help end hunger. Come on, join the movement with Feeding America by volunteering, donating, and advocating. Learn more at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Well, here we go. We just can't get enough of talking to the detectives and catching up on this phenomenal case and the phenomenal job they did to discover the car and the remains of Karen Sheepers. And so they were here talking after the show. So we're scrambling to get to the next show on the air here, which we are right now because he was just waiting his turn patiently. And he's here in his seat right now. And it's time for the Senior Community Spotlight Show on a Friday morning. And I'll zoom in on him when he starts to talk. As we are on YouTube, it is our friend Steve Thorne. Good morning, Steve.
Hi, everybody, and happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good week out there. And hello to you, Marky B.
Well, thank you.
Good to be here
Hello.
in this chair. Quite a busy morning here for you with all this activity.
Yeah.
And they even brought their own photographer. So
that was actually Tribune.
Oh, that I see.
Chicago Tribune photographer
I wondered,
here
I didn't
today.
recognize her.
So we might see something in the Trib over the weekend about these guys as well and the job they've done.
I would think so. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
So that's great. A lot of the pictures that we see in the Tribune are actually taken by, or at least the local pictures that we see in the Tribune are taken by Gloria Casas on her phone.
Right.
So this is a little higher end with a big camera like that.
You're right. A real camera today.
Yeah,
that
was she had some equipment there. So how you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's my favorite weekend. The Masters.
Oh, yeah. Is that why you were wearing the green jacket at your meeting the other night?
You know it.
I saw you in the green. I was like, why is he wearing his green jacket at the city council
reason.
meeting?
I made an announcement of such, and I've worn it each day. I wore it at the meeting, and then I wore it yesterday at our first American Legion Golf League meeting was last night at the American Legion. And then I had a little event for Centro de Información at El Patio upstairs. And I wore it there. And ironically, there was a big, long table of all people, and I sat right across from this gentleman named Kevin, who was an avid golfer. And his dream is to attend the Masters someday. And here I had the jacket on, so I was telling him all about the times I've been there and everything. And he was just, his eyes were wide open. He was so attentive. So it was really fun. But yes, I will be glued to the TV a lot of this weekend, and I've already watched yesterday, and I watched the Par 3 tournament, which is on Wednesday. It's the only tournament that has a little tune-up or warm-up event the day before the tournament. And as a reminder to everybody, the Masters is the first of the 4 majors of golf tournament, so that's kind of my talk and dedication today is twofold. Talking about the Masters, a little bit of the history, how much beauty it shows. It's the prettiest place in the world to me, and many others share that sentiment. And it's in Augusta, Georgia.
Right.
It's always held the second weekend in April. That is also when all the dogwood and azalea bushes are blooming. Pink, kind of a pinkish purple and white azalea bushes flowering, and dogwood trees that are just all loaded with flowers, white and pink. And it's just a plethora of color. And it's so pretty. It's groomed just absolutely perfection. All the employees wear white jumpsuits and green Masters hats and green tennis shoes. All the garbage cans, the wrappers for food, the cups, everything is green. And it's just, you don't ever see one single thing that is like a piece of trash blowing around or anything. I mean, it's just, besides the patrons being more careful, they have workers that just take care of everything. And the prices have been kept very, very low.
Yeah.
Their signature sandwich is the same sandwich they've had always. And it's just white bread with pimento cheese. And it's only $1. $1. That includes tax. So it's always easy.
If you want a white bread sandwich with pimento cheese on it.
You do if you go there.
Yeah. Yeah. And if there is trash blowing around, it's going to be green trash.
Yes, you won't notice it. A person will pick it up. I mean, they just don't drop it. I did see something happen there one time that was amazing. I was walking I think it was on a Thursday, and I was with my Southern buddy Manley. We went to many, many tournaments together. And we were sitting off by the par 3 area where the tournament is. They have a small little 9-hole course. All the holes are very short. And this was on Thursday, and we were sitting there on this hillside just looking at this pretty little pond in front of us that had grooming and mulch and pine straw, they call it, and some dogwood trees with all the little petals. And some worker, I think it was a newsman, was in one of the golf carts. He forgot to set the brake, and the cart rolled down towards the water, but luckily it bumped a tree, which stopped it from going in the water. But when it hit the tree, all these little petals of flowers came off in the water and on the ground. And we sat there and saw the whole thing happen. And within 5 minutes, 4 workers were down there. They got the cart away. They hand-picked all the little flower petals off of the pine straw. They had 2 skimmers. They skimmed it off the water, and then they were gone. And literally, it was less than 5 minutes. If you hadn't seen it happen, you wouldn't know it happened. There was no evidence.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a picture-perfect place. Everyone is so nice. You can't imagine this with all the hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people that are there. I remember my mother one time. She was with me, and this was probably about the late 80s. And she had a little folding chair. And she went over and she set it right by the ropes on the 18th green. And, of course, it was early in the morning, so there's no one by 18 yet. They haven't, some of them have teed off, but they're all on the front 9.
Yeah.
And I said, you really think that chair's going to be there? She goes, oh, it'll be there. And I said, okay. So then she spent the whole day out on the course and sat by the 15th hole and others, and then finally she walked all the way up there, and now it's solid people all around 18. And she just started saying, excuse me, and she walked through, and there was her chair, and she sat right in it.
Nice.
Well, the Masters started in 1934, and it was a dream of Bobby Jones, the great amateur golfer, and Clifford Roberts. And they put together this tournament. It's very interesting in the fact that the only way you get to play in it is if you won a tournament on the PGA Tour, either up to the Masters this year or after the Masters last year. So in a year's time frame, either after it last year or before it this year, that's your criteria or qualification guideline to get in it. The exception is if you win a major like the U.S. Open, then you're invited to play in it for 5 years. If you win the PGA, 5 years. If you win the British Open, 5 years, you're invited. If you win the Masters, however, That's the ultimate prize. Then you become a member of the Augusta National Golf Course. You get your green jacket, and you are invited to play in it for your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack Nicklaus, he's still invited to play in it, but he turns down the invitation to play. But he still is there, because the other thing that's unique, Mark, is that the Tuesday night before the event, they have what's called the Champions Dinner. And only past champions are at it. And it's in this special room called Champions Room. And the only 2 people allowed in the room until last year, they added a third. That third person is a photographer. The other 2, the server and the janitor. That's how they always have stated it. So otherwise, and they all have their green jackets on, all past champions, some in their 90s, some in their 20s, and some have won it multiple times. Jack Nicklaus is the only one that's won it 6 times. Tiger's won it 4. Arnold Palmer had won it 4. Gary Player's won it 3. And Tom Watson 2. So that they are what's called the honorary starters. And that's interesting because the tournament started yesterday morning. So at 7:30 in the morning, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, and Tom Watson, who now are too old to participate in it, they, because of their achievements in the past, they actually tee off the first hole. They all each hit 1 shot. That's all. And then the announcer says the 2025 Masters Tournament has now begun. And then they go back inside.
Yes, sir.
But then that's how it starts. So it'll be on today and Saturday and Sunday. It's a great opportunity to spend some time with your family and watch a beautiful golf course loaded with flowers.
So the field will be a lot smaller than a regular tournament field then?
Notably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Usually an average golf tournament has 140 or 150 players that start out the first 2 days, and then they have a cut. And the Masters has a cut as well, but there's 98 participants this year, and the cut, I believe, is the low 60 and ties, or anyone within 10 shots of the lead.
So there's 98 in the tournament then?
98 the first 2 days.
Right. So there's 98 people that between the end of last year and now have either won a tournament or have won a major in the last 5 years or have won a tournament in the last year.
Or won the Masters in the past. There's many past Masters champions playing it.
Because that's actually more than I thought.
Yeah.
If those are the qualifications to be able to play in the Masters, I would have thought there'd be fewer than 98.
There's a lot of past Masters champions that are playing in it.
Okay.
And with the U.S. Open, the PGA, and the British Open, there's also been a highlight for amateurs to participate. So I think there's about 6 amateurs in it. And that would be the U.S. Amateur Champion and the runner-up, the British Amateur Champion and the runner-up, and a couple other amateur tournaments that are very big. And the amateurs tradition, they stay in what's called the crow's nest, and that's this